I'm Rich Thomason. Iran claims it's close to an agreement with Gulf neighbor Oman over the Strait of Hormuz. This comes after President Trump said that a deal to reopen the waterway could be announced soon. And Mr. Trump says it was his threat of a major attack that got Tehran back to the bargaining table.
So far, we only have Iran's word that any progress has been made towards reopening the vital shipping lane through which 20% of the world's oil would normally pass. A foreign ministry spokesperson in Tehran said coordinates had been agreed with Oman that would allow vessels to pass in and out of the strait. But the warning that third parties should not interfere means all eyes will now be on the White House and whether President Trump gives his approval. It could still all unravel.
The BBC's John Donison. The Israeli military says 2 of its soldiers have died in combat in southern Lebanon, the first Israeli death since the implementation of a shaky truce between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah in June. South Korea says its neighbor to the north is making trouble again, North Korea launching a missile of some sort off its east coast. Convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein had a ranch in New Mexico, and the state's investigating potential criminal activity there. In connection with that investigation,
we have been forced to file an action against the United States Department of Justice and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche for their continued refusal to provide unrestricted and unredacted access to the complete Epstein file.
New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres. Cooler weather helping crews battling wildfires around Spokane, Washington. 850 buildings, many of them homes, have been destroyed. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are up 166 points. NASDAQ futures down 120. More on these stories, townhall.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
London police say a stabbing attack appears to be an isolated incident.
London police say a woman has been arrested after 4 people were stabbed in Covent Garden, a bustling area in the centre of London that's full of attractions and very popular with visitors. The Metropolitan Police say early indications suggest it was a mental health-related incident and that scissors were recovered at the scene. The injured were taken to a major trauma centre following the incident early Wednesday afternoon in Endell Street. No further update has been given on the extent of their injuries. There's a significant police cordon around the scene of the incident. I'm Charles Dilledesma.
A wildfire that swept across mountains and coastal areas west of Athens, Greece, has displaced hundreds of animals. Volunteers rescuing more than 280 pets and wildlife during days of extreme heat and shifting winds. Animal welfare advocates say severe wildfires exposing a lack of resources to protect animals. Townhall.com. The U.S. suspending avocado inspections in the Mexican state of Michoacan because of an unspecified threat to American interests. One local official says it's designed to protect workers following recent arrests linked to an extortion plot. An avant-garde composer is at it again years after his passing.
A small organ in eastern Germany is the headliner of the world's slowest concert. It's been playing the same piece of music by composer John Cage at a glacial pace for nearly 25 years. A rare chord change on Wednesday represented the completion of nearly 4% of the 639-year endeavor of the John Cage organ project Halberstadt. The composition is scheduled to finish in 2640. Wednesday's event marked the piece's 17th chord change. The next one happens next year when the overall sound will be reduced by the E4 pipe. Keith Peters reporting.
More on these stories, townhall.com.
The Cats and Cosby Show.
It's the top news of the day.
People are out there saying, the Iranians are never going to live by it. But let me tell you something. President Trump is going to bomb them again if they screw around.
Hopefully they live up to it. And if not, the pounding's coming. We're going to do it again and again and again.
The Cats and Cosby Show, weekdays 5 Eastern, 4 Central on the stations of the John Fredericks Media Network.
Trump is the toughest president we ever had.
Well, he's definitely the best bomber.
This is Crom Carmichael, CEO of Solti. We got a wonderful email from one of our customers up east named Joe, and here's what he had to say. I started taking Solti almost out of desperation with little hope because I was resigned to the futility that although I was up to taking 2 statins a day, high cholesterol was something I just had to learn to live with. In fact, when I turned 60, after taking a stress cardio test, my doctor called me on a Saturday, which of course is never a good sign, and told me that I was clogged more than 95% of the people my age. I had an angioplasty and a stent procedure done at that time. Today, my stubborn triglycerides are only 1/3 of what they had been before starting taking Solti. My prescription statin dosage has shrunk from 60 milligrams to only 10 milligrams a day. My primary care doctor that I have had for many years still can't believe the results, and neither can I. Thank you, Solti, for providing such a wonderful product. And folks, I want to invite you to take care of your heart also by going to GodzillaHeart.com. That's GodzillaHeart.com. Use the code Godzilla at checkout, and you'll get a 50% discount on your initial shipment. Thanks so much.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
Wagering at its finest, playing at the highest levels, under the highest stakes, for more than...
In 2008, the amount of concentrated time people could spend on a task without becoming distracted was 12 seconds. 5 years later, it was only 8 seconds, 1 second less than a goldfish. If you're often distracted or have trouble recalling information, you're likely to fall behind in the demanding, fast-paced 21st century. In other words, brain performance is more critical now than ever. Boost your brain power with Healthy Cell's Focus Plus Recall. Science-backed nootropics to help you sharpen focus, concentrate longer, enhance recall, improve mental speed, learn rapidly, and be more alert. It's a pill-free brain supplement made with maximum absorption ingestible gel technology, designed to feed your brain at the cellular level. Take it for a test drive. Go to healthycell.com and use code GODZILLA for 20% off your first order of Focus Plus Recall. That's healthycell.com, code GODZILLA for 20% off.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Friday Eve. We're almost there. This is the John Fredericks Media Network. I'm Dan Hobb. Good time for a look at, among other things, the weather and sports. We'll start, as we always do, with where I am in Richmond, Virginia, where the high today will be a blazing 91 degrees. A low tonight of 73. Right now, the temperature in the River City, 74 degrees. Squirrels top Reading yesterday, 6-5. Doubleheader beginning this evening at 5:35. That's to make up a couple nights ago's game that got postponed. In D.C., you're looking at a high today of 94, a low this evening of 73 with possible thunderstorms. Right now, the temperature in Washington already 77 degrees. The Nats pound the Phils yesterday, 10-4. In Atlanta, you're looking at a high today of 86 with possible scattered storms. A low tonight of 70, still with possible storms. Right now, the temperature in Georgia, 71 degrees. The Braves topped the Marlins yesterday, 4-1. First pitch for the two teams tonight at 7:15. In Nashville, you're looking at a high today of 93 with spotty storms, a low this evening of 73. Right now, the temperature in Middle Tennessee, 75 degrees. Philadelphia, your high today will be 92 with spotty storms, a low tonight of 76 with possible storms. Right now, the temperature in Eastern Pennsylvania, 77 degrees. 6:05 first pitch tonight versus the Nats. Morgantown, shout out to all you ins, a high today in West Virginia of 85 degrees with possible showers and storms. A low tonight of 69 with early storms this evening. And right now, the temperature in wild and wonderful West Virginia, 70 degrees. Last but certainly not least in my heart, my Yinzers in the 412, a high today in Pittsburgh of 87. Possible showers and storms there too, just like in Morgantown. 71 tonight, spotty storms expected. Right now, the temperature in the Steel City, 70 degrees. The Buccos lose again to the Brewers in Milwaukee yesterday, 4-2. They'll try to avoid a series loss today by beating the Brewers. The first pitch for that game is 2:10 p.m. And I look up the Astros, and of course, today when I look up the Astros, I don't have good news to report, so let's just forget about it for the sake of JF. And then wide receiver Stephon Diggs expected to sign with the Commanders. We'll see if that transpires as planned. Bringing you today's weather and sports update is the Godzilla Wins radio show for the best insight, analysis, and picks. Watch and listen to Godzilla Wins Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Plus, to get John's daily sports picks, go to GodzillaWins.com. Once again, that's GodzillaWins.com. And now get those active minds ready for a few words to the wise. Hard to believe that 20 years have passed since I last stepped foot in a law school classroom. And if 20 years have passed since that, this also means that the Supreme Court's appalling ruling in Kelo versus New London is now a generation ago. As controversial as the court's Dobbs decision was more recently, even it didn't draw the near universal ire that we saw in the wake of Kelo, quite possibly the most unpopular ruling from the High Court this side of Dred Scott. Lest you forgot what happened, or you are altogether too young to remember, I'll recount what transpired to set the stage for a court battle. Long before the pharmaceutical company was all too eager to sacrifice Americans' lives so as to make a litigation-proof windfall for experimental anti-COVID shots, Pfizer wanted to demolish a neighborhood of homes so as to develop a new corporate facility in the Connecticut city of New London. The city, poised itself to make a windfall from the development, was happy to accommodate Pfizer. Not as happy to the otherwise happy homeowners who didn't want to budge, and no amount of money would change their minds. Not to be deterred, the city motioned to condemn the properties and force the homeowners to vacate. The homeowners in turn sued, and self-evidently their case wound up before the Supreme Court in D.C. Writing for the narrowest possible full-bench majority, the mercifully now deceased and officially brain-dead John Paul Stevens exclaimed that neither precedent nor logic supported the property owners' efforts to exercise their rights in regard to said property. Though too late to spare the Kelo plaintiffs' homes, Connecticut's legislature proceeded to ban seizure in the state of private property for private economic development, and preemptively for their jurisdictions, 45 other states followed suit. Incidentally, on the subject of my law school days, writing the Kelo dissent was Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, who soon after would be the commencement speaker at my law school graduation. Neglecting the Constitution's preamble, the Ninth Amendment, and even more fundamentally, the objective basis for inferring that self-interest is moral and that man accordingly has a right to his freely acquired possessions, pitiful Justice Stevens and his fellow statists, including, mind you, the mind-numbingly worshipped Ruth Bader Ginsburg, cited the Fifth Amendment's so-called takings clause to justify their ruling. Well, what does the takings clause read? It reads that no private property shall be taken for public use without just compensation. What's the key word here? The four dissenting justices, Rehnquist, Thomas, Scalia, and the aforementioned Sandra Day O'Connor, thought that the key word was public. Wrong. The key word here is just. Stevens, RBG and Company thought that Pfizer deserved to get the property because the homeowners were going to be well compensated. Yet, to the homeowners, their homes were priceless. Again, no amount of money was going to make them budge, was going to get them to move. Accordingly, Stevens, RBG and Company had to equivocate on the meaning of the word just, on the meaning of the concept justice. Because if the buyer has a gun and the blameless sellers are in handcuffs, brought to the bargaining table against their will, that is not justice. Can't ever be justice. How did the court get this decision so wrong? How has the court gotten so many kilo-like decisions wrong? Well, I'm going to talk about the root cause of that tomorrow to close out the week. But in the meantime, this has been Dan Hobgood for the John Fredericks Media Network. Outside the Box with the Ox is next, followed by The John Fredericks Show. Stay tuned, everyone.
So, are you between 45 and 60 years of age? If so, you're a Gen Xer right now, and you've lost confidence in stuff. We've had it with everything, at least more so than the older boomers or the younger millennials and Gen Zers. From an Axios story, quote, Generation X is not okay. The oft-forgotten cohort once identified with slacking has the lowest consumer confidence of any generation, per the Conference Board's latest numbers, close quote. These numbers show a big drop in all generations' consumer confidence levels in the past 5 years, but Xers more so. The story cites maybe it's because we're the sandwich generation, we're raising kids as well as caring for our parents, we feel unprepared for retirement and have unspecified various regrets in life, and that we're either in the pit of despair or just starting to climb out. An article on purewow.com offers how we're the latchkey people, often raising ourselves at home after school and whatnot while mom and dad were both still working, that we're independent and cynical. Did Watergate do that, or the whole Monica Lewinsky thing? In summary, we're not digging the whole 2026 thing and aren't sure that it's not all going to totally collapse before we can start collecting Social Security. While the boomers had Earl Nightingale and Zig Ziglar to pep them up when they felt down, let's go outside the box with Mr. Waturi and a message just for us.
I don't feel good.
You think I feel good? Nobody feels good. After childhood, it's a fact of life. I feel rotten. So what?
Here outside the box with the Ox in the Eastern Time Zone and now in West Virginia on the John Fredericks Media Network.
John Fredericks.
It is the most egregious thing I've seen in a lifetime.
President Trump.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
When politics start getting wild.
They want to have every single thing that you don't want. Raise taxes, men and women's sports. John, thank you very much, and you do a great job.
Right now, download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play and get the entire Mountaineer sports world in the palm of your hand. Right now, get notified when new stories drop about your favorite Mountaineers teams and athletes. Download the WV Sports Nation app right now. Get updates on next level Mountaineers like Weatherholt and Joe Mazzulla. All that and more right in your pocket right now. Download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play. Download the app right now.
Live from the studios of the John Fredericks Media Network, it's the John Fredericks Show. Grab yourself a cup of 1775 coffee, sit back, and get ready for the best 4 hours of talk in the universe. To be part of the show, just call our toll-free number, 888-480-5646. And now, here's the Godzilla of Truth, the Oracle of the Deplorables, the man Jack Nicholson knows can handle the truth, John Fredericks.
Well, I mean, they're afraid of them, honestly. I mean, they can say that in politics. You can define what you're afraid of is if you're unwilling to criticize them. So now, I think it's entirely appropriate. I think it's a responsibility as a Democrat to call this out. But I just like to remind everybody watching right now, Bernie Sanders will never represent any more than 640,000 people in Vermont. That's all he's ever done, and he ever will do. He's never won an actual competitive election. And now why can't, stop giving me lectures on how to win. Bernie's not flipping seats. He is helping install volatile and dangerous kinds of candidates and now put, Democratic seats at risk. I've flipped seats. Now, he's never done that thing. I'm tired of his lectures, overall. And now he claims that he's not a member of the Democratic Party. Why can't the DSA people just, they should just run and there's their own party. And now I think it's important to remind people, who is driving a lot of this conversation. And now, I see that Chris Rabb's coming up, later. He represents literally the bluest district in the country now. And he's going to have extreme views that he couldn't go anywhere beyond just this district there.
Oh, it's great to have you with us on the John Fredericks Media Network. Good morning, all, on this primary day in Tennessee, August 6th. It is 6:22. Love John Fetterman. Hey, had a tie on today, Danny Boy. What do you think of that? He's all fired up, ready to go like he's going to a wedding or a wake, one or the other. Fetterman with a tie and a jacket. Pretty cool. He's taking a page out of my book. Great to have you guys with us. DC Dispatch coming up. We got a lot coming up today. Tom Emmer's going to be with us at the 8 o'clock hour, along with Tennessee Johnny Garrett. They're going to come on together. We might get Scalise on as well. They've endorsed him. We're fired up. He's our guy. We got Ogles. He's in a tough race. Marsha Blackburn should win easy. But a lot of races out there that we're following, and it's all good. And, hey, it's all great. From yesterday, Dan, whatever they are, just resend them. I don't, they got... I guess I'm getting like 1,000 emails a day now. I just can't keep up with it. Like my whole job is going through emails. One of these days, I'm going to figure that maybe there's an AI email thing that we can do. That might be a little bit better, but it's great to have you with us. And it's great to be here because we're going to win. Winning. Are you tired of winning yet? Because you're going to get really tired of winning. I'm getting tired of winning. You're getting tired of winning because it's all about winning. And President Trump's economy is booming and the numbers are ridiculous. The poll numbers are a clown car. This is all a narrative. This is one of the greatest economies in the history of the country. It's coming back. This war is going to go our end by the end of August, one way or the other. Either they capitulate because we bomb the living bejesus out of them and take Carg Island, or we take the Straits. One way or the other, this is going down. Oil prices better come down, or President Trump is going to be jawboning this. As I said in the Oval Office the other day, why did ExxonMobil and Chevron make record profits 12 times higher than they did last year? Biggest profits they've ever made, ever in a quarter. Why did they do that in the middle of this war? Because they price gouged you and shoved it up your butt, and everybody made money, and we paid through the nose at the pump. So that's over. But why am I fired up today? Abdul El Sayad, Dr. El Sayad. Hey, thank you for winning. Thank you, Democrats in Michigan. Thank you. Let's give a big round of applause. Yay, Democrats in Michigan, let's go. You guys did a great job nominating a whack job that can't win. So this seat is flipping. Your chances of winning the Senate now, 0 times 0 is what, Dan? How much is
That'd be 0.
0 times 0 is 0. That's my West Virginia sales mantra. Pasquale knows it. 0 times 0 is 0. That's your chances of winning the U.S. Senate. No chance, Oreo cookies eyes. You got no chance to win because you nominated a jihadist, Muslim, radical, communist whack job to the U.S. Senate nomination, and Mike Rogers is going to clean his clock. Now, having said that, that's a pickup. There's no math where the Senate goes Democrats when the Republicans pick up a seat. Plus, they're not going to win Maine. So that pickup that they thought they had, gone. So they're getting one pickup North Carolina, very, very likely, unless Watley makes an amazing comeback, which is doubtful. They're going to hold Georgia. Yay, who cares? And Ossoff's going to run for president. He'll be a pretty good candidate, but he'll never get the nomination because he's not wacky enough. So it's going to be AOC. Listen, lace them up and lace them tight. They lost the Senate yesterday. You don't even have to wait until November, right? That's gone. They're not going to win Ohio. Sherrod Brown is not. This is all nonsense. They're not going to win Texas. I mean, come on. You really going to sit here and tell me this Tara Frico that doesn't eat meat and thinks God's non-binary and wants, women playing in kids' sports and doesn't like steak and doesn't like cattle farts or whatever the hell you really think this guy is going to win, like low testosterone Taralico is going to win Texas? Zero chance. This is all phony fake narrative coming out of the left-wing fake news that you're going to get between now and November. Fake polls, fake narrative, but you got me to tell you the truth. We're not going to lose Texas. Zero chance. Paxton's going to the Senate. In fact, at the end of the day, it's not even going to be close. Guy's a freak. Okay, so what seats in the Senate are they going to win? None. Okay, they pick up 0. So our margin will stay the same. So they're done. So the LCR thing, they got all these whack jobs running around. One of them won in their swing district. We're gonna win the governorship in Wisconsin. Have you seen this lady they're going to nominate, Hong? She's nuttier than a holiday fruitcake. I mean, these people are crazy. And they're taking over the Democratic Party. Here's what I told one of my Democrat friends last night, who's very, very liberal. I'm like, look, this is not about 26. And it's probably not about 28. But I said, you're part of this DSA thing. Hang in there because you're taking the party over. And when you take the party over, you got to take steps back in the general election. But you got to take the party over. Just like we took it over in MAGA, and we had to take a few steps back, right? We got crushed in 2018. We came back in 2020. Then they stole the election. Then we came back and then, a little bit in 22. Then we came back in 24. Now we take over the party. Handful of guys still there. They're all going. Cassidy gone. Tillis gone. Cornyn gone. Murkowski is going, right? Thune going. So there's a handful, right? McConnell gone. It's all good. This is a movement. It's going to take time for you guys. So Taurus, don't despair. You're going to lose and you're not going to win in 26. You're not going to win in 28, but you're going to take the party over. It's worth it. Running a party is worth it. Your goal from the beginning, if you're communist and you're Muslim and you're jihadist and you want, and you thought we deserved 9/11 and you think, instead of 5,000 people dying, 50,000 should have. That's what Hassan Piker said. Everybody's going on a show, right? Big influencer. You guys must like him. It's all good, right? This is killing you guys in the short term, but in the long term, take heart. You're going to run the party. The party's a joke. Democrat Party has no money. Things decrepit. It's all corruption. You guys are in good shape. Take over the party and go from there, right? And if you can elect communists, well, hey, now, you're not going to do it with cheating because you're not going to be able to cheat. So that's a bummer. When we pass the SAVE Act or some act or ID Act, whatever we pass, and you're not going to be able to cheat with mail-in ballots and COVID and viruses and whatever you guys did, then you got to win a legitimate election. Then things get tighter. You got to loosen your collar because you're not going to win. So, people say, why are you so happy? What? Why am I happy? Because we're going to win. Aren't you happy when you win? I love winning. Winning is so good. And boy, the Democrats are going to be crying, wah, because you know what? They nominated whack jobs. They did this to themselves, right? Gretchen Whitmer runs for the Senate. She's termed out. She runs for the Senate. She beats Rogers. Why? But she couldn't get nominated. That's why she didn't run. Why do you think Gretch didn't run? She couldn't win the nomination because they're crazy. And she knows it, right? Gretch is a smart lady. Dan, I do not have a crush on Gretch. False. Absolutely untrue, unfounded, internet rumor, not true. So stop saying that and putting it out there. That is not true. Do I like her? Sure. Do I have a crush on her, but I like her. How about the hug at the tarmac? Woo, that was pretty hot. Anyway, enough of that. Democrats imploding. It's fun to watch. What was it that Napoleon said, Dan? He had a couple sayings. One was, I got back to Paris from Antibes. One night I took a stroll down the boulevard. I saw the crown lying in the gutter. I picked it up with my sword and now I'm king. But remember that. That's MAGA, baby. That's what we've done. We've taken the party over. Lock, stock, and barrel. What else did Napoleon say? When the enemy is defeating themselves, get out of the way. I just want to get out of the way and let the Democrats continue to melt down into Communist Party USA. And when they can't cheat, then they're really screwed. It's the only way they can win is by cheating. They can't win a legitimate election. So we'll see what happens. Bert Mazzawalaga won the Virginia Senate primary. Does anybody care? Hello? No. Blowout. Hey, Kiggins, let's go. Let's win these seats. I just want to hold the House I want a 2-seat majority. Johnson does better with a 2-seat majority. He's good. Emmers, the whip, 2 seats. We're good. It's all good. Keep the Senate. Pass the SAVE Act. No McConnell, no Tillis, no Cassidy. All gone. No Cornyn. Life's going to be good. Lace them up, folks, and lace them tight. You're on the John Fredericks Media Network. Taking your calls because, well, this is a call-in show. 888-480-JOHN. Get on the phones. Get your checkbook out. Let's go. Let's keep winning. Well, they're going to be crying. We'll be right back.
My family to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you shift your support away from the leftist, woke, progressive agendas of Big Mobile. Patriot Mobile's wireless service works perfectly and seamlessly as you go about your lives with exceptional nationwide coverage that uses the same towers the main carriers use. Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every dollar earned to causes you care about, to organizations that fight for religious freedom, First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, and the needs of veterans and first responders. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, along with great discounts for our veterans and first responder heroes, as well as multi-line users. Switching is easy. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Godzilla or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Use offer code Godzilla for free activation.
Everybody's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite. So, what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about some of those intense side effects? That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. The ingredients studied in Lean have been shown to lower your blood sugar, burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings, so you're not as hungry. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter with only a few pounds to lose. The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Get started with 20% off and free rush shipping so you can add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Go to takelean.com and enter the code Godzilla for your discount. That's discount code Godzilla at takelean.com. Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
And they're off. This summer, the Thunder returns to Colonial Downs Racetrack. Live thoroughbred racing June 25th through September 7th. Feel the excitement. Hear the roar of the crowd. Experience Virginia's premier horse racing destination every Thursday through Sunday all summer long. Bring the whole family for Family Fun Sundays, packed with activities for all ages. Parking? Free. General admission? Free. Memories? Priceless. Make Colonial Downs Racetrack your new summer fun time tradition. Get tickets and race day info now at colonialdowns.com.
how I feel. Damn sick and tired of getting out rebounded. 25 offensive rebounds. First time we block out, we get called for a damn block out. We're pushing people. Meanwhile, they're on the other court grabbing rebounds, going over the top and grabbing them. We get one offensive rebound, the other get called for over the back. We don't block out very damn well, and we're not getting called, one or the other. That's where I'm frustrated. That's where my whole frustration comes in, offensive rebounds. The entire thing came down to offensive rebound. They got every stinking offensive rebound, and we didn't get one of them. What else do you want to know?
Don't touch that dial. You've found your home of the truth.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
With the best analysis in America.
You can't handle the truth.
And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
You got him. We're back. You're on the John Fredericks Media Network, and we are trucking the truth across America. This is primary day in Tennessee. Don't forget, we got a lot of changes coming up, Danny boy. I know you're fired up about it. Wendy Bell live. Wendy Bell live. Oh, I love the sound of that. Don't you love the sound of that, Dan? Wendy Bell live, coming to the John Fredericks Media Network live, because it's called Wendy Bell Live. Coming here, starting August 17th on Monday, 10 a.m., noon Eastern, Monday to Friday, Wendy Bell Live. Fasten your seatbelts, baby, because it's going to be rocking your world. Hey, Dan, do you have Wendy on your show at 8 a.m. on Saturday? You get
I was not able to book her because she'll already be on vacation by that point. But I had a lovely conversation with her last night. She seems just delightful. I'm so excited that she'll be joining the network, and she seems to be very, very excited herself.
She fired up?
She is. Yeah, we had a great conversation. She obviously lives in Pittsburgh. Has been there for about 20 years, she said. So we were talking a bit about Pittsburgh, and but yeah, I think she's going to be a great addition to the network, JF.
All right, the Yinzers.
Great addition.
More Yinzers.
Yeah.
Bringing in more Yinzers.
At least an adopted Yinzer. I think she's from California originally, but yeah, that's right. She's an adopted Yinzer.
All right, so good. Also, Michael Patrick Leahy talked to him 3 to 5. He moves August 17th. It'll be in the afternoon. Past the Wire Sports. Tell you what, if you've not seen that show or tuned it in, that thing is really good. I mean, I love what Frank is doing with that. We partnered with him. It's going to be a great show. I don't know if you've seen it, Dan, but it's kind of like the Fox Business of Sports, like Fox Business Channel of Sports. It's really good. So, yeah, they're doing a super job. That's 6 to 7. That's already happened. WAKM AM 950 in Nashville, another station we're adding. That's going to come online. We expect FCC approval somewhere around September 1st. So that's looking good there. So company growing. We're going to have a new TV app, Dan, August 17th, we think, somewhere around there, third week in August. And you're going to be able to download it on Google Play or the App Store. Here's how easy it is. Well, once this thing is up and running, you go to the App Store. If you have an iPhone, all you have to do is go to jfmn.tv. Boom, download the app. 13 hours a day. We have TV programming. How about this, Dan? We've launched our own TV channel. On August 17th, we're live from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. Is that amazing? That now we got our own TV channel and an app, just like our app for WVSN. Company's growing. So we're having fun.
It's impressive.
You know what? Because they got a great team. Because of you. Since you've been there, think of all the good things that have happened. Dan's like the walking, talking, rolling good luck charm.
I hope that's true.
I'll never forget. It was in 2016, and Trump comes on my show, and he had just won another primary. I don't know where. I think it was New York or something, or he had just won another primary. South Carolina, whatever. And he comes on my show, and I said, back then it was Mr. Trump. I said, Mr. Trump, thanks for joining us. And he's like, Johnny, you're my good luck charm. Whenever I come on your show, I win another primary. I just should keep coming out before every single primary, because every time I come on, you win. You are my good luck charm. That's somewhere on our website. I'll never forget that. I'm like, well, thank you, sir. And now it's President Trump. I saw him the other day. He looked great. He really did. He looked right. I should put that out. We got a bunch of clips on it that Papper sent me. I just haven't gotten around to. I got a lot going on. Trying to get this acquisition done and get that rolling. So it's all good. Got Tennessee primaries coming up today. That's great. But the Trump economy booming, jobs are up, everything is up. Everything is up and inflation's down. And, look, the bad news is it went up 9% under Biden. Now it's at 2.5%, but the 9.5% hasn't come down. So it's only gone up from there, right? 9.5% and then up 2.5%. So that's what people are feeling. Now, in a relative world, it's come down from where the inflation rate from where it was, but prices don't come down. I mean, if prices went up 10%, right, which is 9% inflation, if a cart of groceries was $100, then it went up $10, and then it's 110, and now you say, well, Trump says it's only 2%, but now it's 112. It's not come down, and you're never going to get this down without cutting back the supply of money and cutting and increasing interest rates, and we're not going to do that. So the only way to get inflation down is by getting gas down. That's it. Pump, gas, drill, oil, whatever we need to do. Guess what? Do you know that in 2026 that we have $2.5 trillion of goods export estimate for the year? We're on track to export $2.5 trillion of goods, not services, goods, like stuff we make and sell. Right now, it doesn't affect you right now because you're still telling me your life sucks, and I get it. But all this is going to come out in the wash because in order to export $2.5 trillion of goods, well, somebody's got to make something. You got to make it or grow it. You got to do something. Somebody's buying something. And if we're exporting it, they're buying it, which means what? Jobs, high-paying jobs. Now, are you concerned about AI and the future? Yes and no. Yes, because it's real, and we got to be we got to keep the guardrails on. But am I concerned that AI is going to take our jobs away? No, we'll simply shift. Now, EW Scripps, large media company, just laid off 250 people, and they blamed AI. And they said, we found deficiencies with AI that have eliminated 250 jobs. And so when you dig into it, it's baloney. It's baloney because what they're saying is, well, AI is going to write the news. We don't need people to write the news. Really? AI is going to write the news? Okay. AI is going to deliver the news. So, because they're a news broadcast organization. So you're going to have a robot. You're going to have somebody on the radio that's not a real person. They wrote the news. They're not real. They're delivering the news. They're not real. It's all an AI voice, and they're going to do that over TV and radio. And you really think that's going to work? Radio stations have tried this, when it first came out, and they had to abandon it because everybody fled them. When it's AI. I called up somebody the other day. I wanted to engage him for something, like hire him to do like a project I know. And an AI person answered the phone. And I hung up. And I texted him and I said, if you want my business, freaking call me. If you think that I'm going to call up and talk to a freaking robot, no, I'm just not doing it. And yeah, maybe, people like me die out and younger kids will do it. But the real reason Scripps laid these people off is because they can't make any money in the legacy model they have. And so they're looking for efficiencies and they blamed AI. That's all they did. Because if you're going to get your news, this would be like me saying, okay, well, I'm just going to take the rest of the year off. And Dan, we're going to just write a couple things up, send it to AI, and AI will do my, AI will take your calls. AI will do your narrative. AI will do how many listeners would I have at the end of the week? Like 0. So it's nonsense. Data centers have to pay for themselves. Yes, we have to figure that out. But I'm one for embracing technology. You're embracing it. The radio companies that are failing are those that have not embraced it. Like your old company, WRVA, they don't even have a video stream. They don't even have an app on video. Right? Do they even have an audio app? Dan, the hell they have? Well, we got 50,000 watts. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. What matters is, are you getting to the people in the way they want. And certainly radio is a big piece of that, Dad. But from that, no. What else was interesting? That this is like little tidbits I'm giving you, right? Big event tomorrow at the Trump is having somewhere at the State Department. So we're going to that 3 o'clock. Ann and I, not sure what it is. I kind of forget, but we'll be there. Hope you guys are following me on social media at JF Radio Show, at JF Radio Show. Hope you are following me on TikTok. I bet Dan doesn't know that I'm a TikTok sensation. Dan, do you even have TikTok?
I do, but I don't really use it.
Dan, I'm like on fire on TikTok. I got a whole new audience there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
They're loving me up. I think I'm the oldest guy on TikTok. 68. I think at 70 they cut you off.
That's not true.
Is it? Yeah, you're gone.
That's like Logan's Run.
As soon as you hit 70, you're out. You can't do any more TikTok.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's
age limit. It's not age discrimination.
Might be. Does that apply to?
He's got his tie on today.
Yeah. I saw he made the rounds and was on CNN. I think with Wolf Blitzer. He looked like he was wearing a suit then too.
You know what? I got to write this. I need to get him on every day. I say I'm going to call his office. Every day I forget. Something else comes up.
I gotta think that your bud Dave McCormick could help with that, if nothing else.
If I got up off my ass, and actually did something.
Just tell him we're all Steelers fans here. I think Fetterman's a Steelers fan.
Yeah, he's a Steelers fan.
Yeah,
it was when he had the debate with Oz and the Pittsburgh's Eagles game was coming up. They asked him, "Who do you want to win?" And Oz said, "Fly, Eagles, fly," and Fetterman said, "Steel curtain." That was in the debate.
And now you know the rest of the story.
That's right. How I remember all this stuff. Astros got beat last night in the game they should have. Yesterday afternoon, a game they should have won.
I saw. Yeah, I made sure to check.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I got a 3-0 lead. You blow that. You got second and third, nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning, and a 3-3 game. You can't execute a squeeze play. Then you get a pop up. I mean, come on, man. Let's stop. Okay, and then you lose. Of course you're going to lose. You got second and third and nobody out with Hader coming in. All you need to do is bunt the ball or hit a fly ball or hit a grounder. Do something. Instead, you get strikeout, pop up. It's like Joe Pop-Up. And then, of course, as soon as that was over, I turned it off because I knew we were going to lose because that's where the baseball gods are. You blow a game like that, you blow an opportunity like that, some guy gets up in the 10th, hits a two-run homer in the first pitch. I mean, it's just the way baseball goes. It's the way it is.
That sounds like a Pirates way to lose a game, to be quite honest. But yeah,
it's a joke, right? Horrible. 888-480 John. Got Godzilla wins coming up on Friday. But this Play It Again Sports. No, not Play It Again Sports.
Pass the Wire.
The Wire Sports at 6 is really good. I mean, that's really like I make sure that I'm available at 6 to watch it. Like it's that good. It's that good. So looking forward to that. Okay, Dan, I know you were in charge of the clips today.
Yes.
Why don't you surprise me with when I was
surprised?
I had to do a bunch of sales things today. I got up early. I had a bunch of things. Proposals I had to get out because we got to make sales in this company. So I was way behind. I got them all done. So I'm all happy. So I know you're supposed to get some clips today, right? I put you in charge.
Yeah, I got. You asked for 10. I actually got you 12.
Give me one.
Okay, let's see. Well, here's the question I have. Let's narrow it down this way. Would you rather rally around something or get something that makes you mad and that you have to fire back upon?
Let's do mad.
Okay. All right. That's easy. Okay. This is Larry Sabato talking about El Sayed. Let's see here. Get that for you. Here we go.
I think my takeaway is a little different than some others who saw it as a clear-cut choice between victory and defeat. That simply isn't true, and it's a long way from the voting in the general election. Clearly, El Sayed has a lot of repair work to do. Half of the party voted against him, and a lot of them seem to be strongly opposed to him, and that includes, no matter what they say publicly, the leadership of the Democratic Party in Washington, and they control a lot of the money. Now, I'm sure they'll come around, but his bigger task is to get a slice of the Trump vote. Doesn't have to be very big, but he needs a slice of the Trump vote, as well as consolidating Democrats who clearly have been split and winning a solid majority of the independents.
Clown. Where did this guy come from? This, you talk about out of touch. This Sabato is so out of touch. Like the guy's ancient, like he was relevant 40 years ago. Get a slice of the Trump vote? There is not a Trump voter in God's green earth. There is not a MAGA voter that is going to vote for a radical Muslim jihadist that goes on a show that says we deserve 9/11 and more Americans should have died. There is not one. The guy is a communist. He wants to confiscate your property. So you're going to get a slice of the Trump vote. Like, what planet, old man with a toupee, do you live on? See, this is why we're so successful. This is the nonsense that we compete with. You're so out of touch. You just need to retire and go away. Well, he needs to get a slice of the Trump vote. There ain't a Trump voter in Michigan that's going to vote for that jihadist, communist, Marxist, racist American hater that's for Sharia law. No one. Zero. Oreo cookie eyes. Zip. Unbelievable. Oh, he's got to bring the Democratic Party together. Oh, yeah, that's easy. Half the people voted against me, and I'm going to just wave a magic wand, wave my jihadist wand, and they'll all come together at one big happy family and vote for the jihadist, Sharia law, Muslim communist. They're all going to come together in under one big tent. What planet do you live on? See, this is the phony narrative you're going to get. The reality of this is he has zero chance of winning. Zero. Not even a sliver. And if you want to bet Rogers on Kashi or whatever that app is, or Polymarket, whatever it is now, bet it. Because this guy ain't got a shot. There's no way Michigan, that went for Trump twice, is going to vote for that clown. I mean, where do they dig these guys up? Get another toupee, Larry. Do something, or just go away. Oh, my God. Well, you got that one under my skin. You were right about that, Danny. Let's get.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the part where he described El Sayed as a generational talent.
All right, go ahead. Get to the second half.
Let me see if I can cue it up here. Hold on just a second.
A generational talent.
I think my takeaway is a little different.
What did you think about that? What's the lesson to learn from that?
Well, he's obviously very well educated, highly articulate. He knows exactly what he wants to say, and he says it well. And that used to be a formula for a winning candidacy, but we're in the Trump era. I don't think I need to get into the details. I think everybody knows what I mean. And the split today is between white blue-collar workers and highly educated, college-educated whites, male and female. And then the various ethnic groups and minority groups fit in other ways. But by and large, that's the split. And he sweeps those who have a lot of education and are well learned about politics, but he doesn't do so.
Stop. He sweeps. Okay, 750,000 Democrats voted against him. What the hell's he sweeping? I mean, look, folks, I'm glad you played this, Dan. Okay? Brace yourself. This is what you're going to get August, September, October, November. You're going to get this for 4 months. They're going to tell you Taralico's winning, El Sayed is winning, AOC is winning, right? Hong is winning in Wisconsin. This is what they're going to tell you. Oh, they're really nice people. Oh, they're really good. Oh, they're putting a coalition together. They're getting a piece of the Trump vote. Oh, white, they all got educated. All the women are voting for them. They building a coalition. They're generational talent. They're all generational talents. Yeah, they are to take the party over. They are going to take the party over. That is my prediction. And so take heart in that. Now, it might take them a decade to ever win anything, but it doesn't matter. You're going to take the party over. You say, what? At what cost? Who cares? When I was with MAGA, I wanted to take the party over. I didn't care. Short-term pain, long-term gain. The Republican Party sucked. I wanted to take it over. Oh, let's start a third party. You know, I remember after 2020, let's start a third party. No, you can start no third party. It's stupid. We're going to take this party over and throw all the rhinos out over a decade. And that's what we're doing, and that's what they're going to do. And there's a gain for them in that. But they're not going to win these seats. Charalico's not going to win. El Sayada's not going to win. They're not going to win. It's fine if your goal is to take the party over, short-term pain, long-term gain, if you're a communist. And if they don't cheat, they're done. So, you know what? The guy's an old man. He's just an old fart. It's like Carville. Like, shut up. These people, like, just go away. Like, go play golf or something. Go play with your grandkids in your wheelchair. Like, get out of my face. Okay, let's get to the phone lines. Larry Sabato, the clown. John in Jersey, go.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing, pal?
Never better.
Yeah, I can see that. You're getting me all excited. I was a little, you woke me up this morning. That's why I dial in. But you said a couple of things. But first off, it wasn't even why I called, but you could see the narrative they're going to start to go with right away. They're going to try and say that these people, because if you listen to Bannon, which we all do, or at least a majority, he always pushes the fact that they're working a, sort of half-baked populism on the left now, that this is what this is all about, the communism, but it mixed in with a populism. They're going to try and say it's a piece of the disenfranchised Trump vote that's going over. I mean, you could see it as clear as day, and that's what they're going to try and use, because this is all about demoralizing the base. These are base elections, so whatever they could do to demoralize the base, that's what they're going to try and do. And, man, can you see it developing right now. And it kind of fits in with that whole populism narrative, And then before you mentioned something about AI, you have to remember who's telling you AI is going to be taking over. You nailed it before. Legacy media, there's no business model there anymore. It's a dying business, so they're cutting wherever they can. The people being replaced by AI are the people pushing the narrative that AI is taking over the world. What we're seeing is an industrial revolution. Things are just going to be flipping and changing. Jobs will be created, jobs will be lost. Where are they going to be lost? They're going to be lost in where the progressives are, in media.
Johnny, hold that thought. Hold that
tech.
thought through the break. I got to go to top of the hour news. Hold that thought through the break. Speaking of news, I'll get right back at you. Plus, anybody else, 888-480-JOHN.
This is WJFN, Goochland, Bonaire, Chester, and WJFV, Portsmouth.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. A Senate committee may vote today on whether to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress, referring him to the Justice Department for potential prosecution over his refusal to answer questions at a recent hearing on his handling of the COVID pandemic. Florida Republican Rick Scott, member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee.
I think that will happen. I think every Republican on the committee will vote for it. So that's going to happen.
Senator Scott, speaking with the Salem Radio Network, as part of their investigation, Senate investigators have obtained pertinent data from a Fauci cell phone. Next up, Wisconsin, the latest state where the battle over the direction of the Democratic Party will play out. The state's gubernatorial primaries Tuesday, pitting a far-left Democratic Socialist candidate against a challenger endorsed by Governor Tony Evers. The U.S. and Iran in agreement. Both parties say a deal is near on a crucial Middle East waterway.
Iran and Oman have moved closer to an agreement on the Strait of Hormuz. The strait's closure has driven up global fuel prices. But speaking Wednesday in Las Vegas, President Trump said the price of oil has stabilized somewhat recently and predicted it will drop whenever the Iran war is over.
We may have to send it up again. We may have to, you know what happens when we send it up, but we hope we don't have to. But when that oil and gasoline go down, everything else follows.
Regional officials tell the AP that Iranian and Omani negotiators have finalized a deal pending approval from Iran's supreme leader. I'm Mike Hempen.
Israel's military says 2 of its soldiers have died fighting in southern Lebanon, the first Israeli death since the implementation of a fragile truce between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah in June. On Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures up 151 points. NASDAQ futures down 134. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
British researchers report a breakthrough in clinical trials of vaccines that do not need to be refrigerated.
These trials were on the tetanus diphtheria vaccine. It's normally a liquid, but a sugar called tremulose was used to stabilize the vaccine as it was turned into a dry powder. Some plants use this sugar to protect their cells during drought. The resulting vaccine was stored at room temperature for up to a year and then rehydrated for trials involving 60 volunteers. The researchers said the vaccine was safe and appeared to produce similar immune responses to the conventional vaccine.
The BBC's James Gallagher. Health workers at the epicenter of Congo's Ebola outbreak are protesting over unpaid wages. They abandoned several health facilities today, demanding to be paid. The protests taking place in a region which accounts for almost 90% of Ebola cases in the country. News and analysis at townhall.com. The French government cracking down on something that's become a major annoyance for a lot of people, generating a lot of complaints.
France is banning unsolicited telemarketing calls starting August 11th. That follows years of people complaining. The new law aims to protect consumers from the intrusive calls and fraud. Previously, people had to opt out of marketing calls. Now, companies making the illegal calls can face some very heavy fines. Similar measures have been implemented in Germany. The United States, well, we only have the opt-out option, and many say that doesn't always work. Jason Walker reporting.
Utah can enforce its strict anti-gambling laws on prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarket. Under a federal court ruling, Kalshi had asked a judge to prevent the state from enforcing restrictions on the platform. More on these stories, townhall.com.
MyPillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented premium MyPillows that adjust your exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
I guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable pillows you'll ever own. King size only $24.98, queen size only $19.98. Giza Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, as low as $29.98. Lux Pierce 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. Plus, free shipping options available when you order today. So don't delay, order now.
Everybody's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite. So, what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about some of those intense side effects? That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. The ingredients studied in Lean have been shown to lower your blood sugar, burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings, so you're not as hungry. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter with only a few pounds to lose. The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Get started with 20% off and free rush shipping so you can add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Go to takelean.com and enter the code Godzilla for your discount. That's discount code Godzilla at takelean.com.
The Trump administration has brought positive changes when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system. If we really want to make America healthy again, well, that starts at home. And that's where the Wellness Company comes in. You see and hear from the Wellness Company doctors all the time, and you know their products are the gold standard for keeping you and your family safe and healthy, giving you the opportunity to make sure you're prepared for whatever happens with their prescription medical kits. Additionally, the Wellness Company offers a variety of products, from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and so much more. Make America healthy again starts at home. Do your part and protect the health of you and your family. Live a healthier, longer, and more satisfying life. Go to twc.health/Godzilla and order. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Use promo code Godzilla to save 10% today.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your SatPhone. Call now.
Live from the studios of the John Fredericks Media Network, it's the John Fredericks Show. Grab yourself a cup of 1775 coffee, sit back, and get ready for the best 4 hours of talk in the universe. To be part of the show, just call our toll-free number, 888-480-5646. And now, here's the Godzilla of Truth, the Oracle of the Deplorables, the man who tells his players to just keep swinging, John Fredericks.
Well, my friends, you're on the John Fredericks Media Network and all the John Fredericks radio apps, and I am your Godzilla of the Truth in America, your Oracle of the Deplorables, coming live from the nation's capital, the cleanest, most beautiful, safest city in America, the Disneyland of the North, Washington, D.C., thanks to President Trump. Now, you're probably sitting there saying, Johnny boy, you're looking good. Well, thank you. It's an everyday occurrence. I just made that up, Dan. It is an everyday occurrence. And you're losing weight, too. Yep. Down to 241, baby. Lost another pound. How'd I do it? Lean. Dan, every day you don't take this is a day out of your life. You're not losing weight. That's the way I look at it. One of the most fun things is getting up and popping in your 3 leans. Just open it up. Take 3 of these little babies with a glass of water. I do it now as soon as I get up. Boom. Put it, down it, and you're great. Now, why does this help you lose weight? Well, I don't like the injection things because your blood sugar goes up and down. Plus, it's very expensive. Plus, I just don't want to do it. Plus, I forget about it. These are easy to travel with them, all that. Plus, they help you. They help you burn fat. They help you get energy. The GLP shots do the opposite. They drain your energy because your blood sugar goes up and down. These help you get energy, make you more active. They balance things out. They're healthy. They're all natural. And wait till we get Tina on it. Dan, is she coming on today? I think she's coming on. I think we got a special with Tina around noon, Dan. Tina has lost 5 pounds on this. So she's pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. You know, I reached a plateau. I told you guys this. Like, obesity is a problem in this country. So if you're serious about losing weight and you don't want to go broke doing it and you don't want to go up and down and all that nonsense, then lean might be good for you. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. And it's easy to do, and it can just controls your appetite because it's doctor formulated. It supports energy. It targets appetite and fat loss. And it's GMP certified. And with promo code Godzilla, you're going to get 20% off. Now, give this a shot. Lose some weight. Go on the journey with me because I'm excited about it. I mean, I just plateaued at 245. Now I'm down to 241. I've only taken it 3 weeks. Go to takelean.com, takelean.com, promo code Godzilla. Now, let me tell you what this does after about 3 weeks. It makes going on the scale fun. Remember, you used to go on the scale and shut your eyes and dread it, right? Oh, what am I up to now? I didn't lose any weight. No, I'm depressed. Now you go on the scale, you get minuses. So it makes the scale great. Go to takelean.com, takelean.com, promo code Godzilla, 20% off. Promo code right there, QR code. Never leave home without it. Takelean.com. Look, do it today because this is another thing. You're just going to put it off. Yeah, I'll do it later, John. I'm busy. Do it now. Tina and I are coming out today at noon for 5 minutes to talk about it. That's how excited we are about this. 888-480-480. Klein can't make it today. He's out today. Dan, I forgot to tell you that. Let's get back to the phone lines. We were finishing up. Phone lines open. This is a call-in show. It's for you. It's your community. 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. Look, we might be on TV. We don't care. We're going to take your calls because we value you. 888-480-5646. Let's roll it with Johnny in Jersey. John, go ahead. And John, thanks for turning me on to lean. John, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, so where were we? Well, to get back, so we're talking about AI. So AI, you have to understand the people that are most against AI are the people that are being removed by AI. And that would be, like you said, currently in the media, whether that works or not, who knows? But the legacy media, again, is a failing business. AI, you have to understand what AI does. It destroys one party more than anything, and that is the Democratic Party. Okay? AI basically is a collection of all the pages on the internet. So the Democratic Party is built on what? It's built on a lie. Everything they tell you is manipulated, false, whatever the case may be. Now, how they've controlled that narrative up to this point is through legacy media and through the front pages of the search engines, okay? So look up, does communists kill? You go to AI, it actually gives you the truth. You go to the front pages of Google, you get an article from MS Now, okay? Isolate people from the truth, lie often. That's been the basic model of the Democratic Party. AI destroys that. So the people that are going to be telling you AI is, the most evil thing are the people that it affects the most. Listen, we have progress in this world, okay? It's going to take away certain jobs. It's going to add certain jobs. The bottom line is we're going back to a Hamiltonian economy, if you listen to J.D. Vance and President Trump, which means manufacturing, hands-on. We're bringing this all back into our country. AI is actually a great tool, and, it's a source of information, but it's a threat to many people. So you just have to be careful who the people are that are telling you that it's apocalyptic. Does that make sense?
Makes all the sense in the world. I mean, it is like the Industrial Revolution. You have the technological revolution. I think AI, once it's formulated and people understand it and control it, it's got the ability to create more jobs than we lose, because there's going to be more opportunities to do more things and be more efficient. And look, efficiency for companies is not, people look at efficiency for companies as cutting jobs. Well, the more efficient we become, the less money we have to spend on production, the less money on labor, and we become more efficient. Nobody gets that model better than we do. I mean, we turned the radio talk business on its head with Ann's level of efficiency. Dan Hobgood in there has never seen anything like this in his life. We revolutionized the industry. And I'm not just saying this because it's us. Hobgood knows it. Coleman knows it. We had a vision way back, and it was basically the vision of our chief engineer, Terry Suggs. True story. And outlined for us on a cocktail napkin how we could build this company with efficiency and at a bar. And it was his vision. And he went out and executed it with our team. And so all this did, you say, well, that's going to cut jobs out. Well, yes, in short term it did, but in the long term, the company's grown, and we've hired all these contractors and people. So we have a bigger payroll, a bigger number of people engaged with us now than we ever would have had if we had it the old way, where those legacy jobs would have stayed there doing nothing, producing nothing, and not growing the company until basically we sold it off, because you can't make any money that way. So AI is going to drive efficiency, and then when companies get efficient and costs are cut, then they're able to grow the company by investing that money into growth, not just putting it under the mattress. See, that's what everybody thinks. Well, I'm going to cut these jobs out. Now, if you're EW Scripps and your company's a legacy dying media dinosaur, yeah, I mean, you're losing money. You got to cut jobs. Washington Post got to cut jobs. New York, all these papers have got to cut jobs. Like, I get it. But those that are embracing the technology, in the end, is going to create more jobs and cuts if you embrace it and figure out where the efficiencies bring you, John. So you've nailed it. John, look, you are on Wall Street. You get this better than anybody that calls in, right? John, still there?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah, no, I get it 100%. I mean, it's basically just a change in the way business is done. I just want people to understand, and the reason for my call, mostly important reason for this, was to understand who's telling you it's bad and why. And you just nailed it again. The Washington Post. I mean, these are the people that are being threatened the most by it. And they have the voice. So, of course, they're going to tell you. What are they going to say? No, it's great. They're threatened. They're not going to have jobs. They have to find different things to do with their lives instead of terrorizing the nation, so to speak. But the bottom line is, it has a lot of positives to it. And you just nailed it. It frees up. If you're an expansive company, you're hiring with AI. You follow? I mean, like you said, short term, maybe a step back to take 10 steps forward. That's just how the world works. And it's progress. And this is how it's going. But it's not the doomsday scenario that the media would have you believe.
Exactly.
And where it's exactly. And where it's and who's telling you it's the doomsday scenario are the people that are going to be affected by it the most.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt. They lie about everything.
John, in the news business, okay, like AI, what does it do? Because I worked in the newspaper business many years. All right. If you're the night copy editor, if you're at the night copy desk, okay, there still needs to be a night editor. Somebody has to decide what's going on online, right? AI can't do that. However, the jobs it's going to cut out is the proofreaders and editors, because you don't need those now. You do a story, you run it through AI, you tell AI what you want, like shorter sentences, punctuation, anything that's not sourced, flag it. You can run that through AI. That gets rid of your part-time copywriter. No doubt about it. That job's gone, right? But that efficiency then allows you to hire another reporter. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You can now, who needs a copywriter? I can put that money into hiring another reporter to give me the information online that I need to build my network, right? That's what we're after. And I run one of our digital website, WV Sports Nation, and our app there. We got 5-6 writers, right? We have an editor. We have a COO. My son runs it. Well, the more efficient we get, we can hire another writer and get another story, because I don't have to put money into we need a copy editor. I don't have time for that. So that job goes, but we got another beat writer covering, I don't know, volleyball. This is like, you just got to plan this out. The efficiencies will gain you opportunity. And if I'm covering volleyball, I'm going to get volleyball readers. I'm going to get volleyball fans, and I'm going to get more eyeballs. And then I'm going to be able to sell another ad for volleyball. Duh. This doesn't hurt us. It helps us. John, you're the man. Thank you. And thank you for turning me on to lean, John. Losing weight like crazy. I love my lean. John, when I'm down to 225, come see me. Okay, let's get to, we got all these callers here. Let's go to Mel in Saratoga Springs, New York. Mel, you're live.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, John.
What's up, Mel?
I was just standing here. Yeah, I was just standing there talking. Well, not talking, but Ricardo Santana, one of the top riders in the nation, riding here in Saratoga. Didn't know if there was any party, but anyway.
John,
no,
are you talking about Mel? Are you? Yes. You have got to tune into our new show at 6:00 called Pass the Wire Sports. This guy John Stenton is one of the renowned handicappers in the world, and this is a great show. And look, I brought him on. I'm a racehorse owner, so I'm in the business, but that's only about 10% of what they do. But they were going over like Kashi and Polymarket and how this works and all this stuff the past 3 days. We launched on Monday. It's a great show, Mel. You got to check it out. 6 to 7 p.m. on our network, Monday to Friday, Mel. Check it out. Go ahead.
Okay, I will.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, John. Also, I've got Saratoga West Thoroughbreds. I'd like to send you one of my what we'll call operating agreement to you. I don't know the address of the office, but I'll call Dan and get that address, and perhaps like I said, I'll send you one. It's a very nice. We got horses up. The sale is going to be starting here next week. Saratoga, the Pheasant Kitchen yearling sale. But anyway, as far as election integrity, John, this El Said, or whatever the hell he wants to call himself, this criminal, this Muslim criminal that's out in Michigan. Election integrity. You don't think that this guy won that primary fair and square? You take Dominion, the voting machine. They're made outside the United States. We're electing representatives of the United States. So why in the hell are our machines being made outside of the United States? And I also understand there's a company in France that what was it, New Jersey, tried to blame them for a software glitch. But the company's in France. Well, what the hell? What's going on here? Things that affect we the people, like these machines, have to be made right here in the U.S. by a U.S. Entity, not any foreign entities in foreign countries. So I'm just saying, you were talking about the midterms, this and that, and the other. Without these things being taken care of, and these things being run by us, the United States, the Democrat, I call it the Democrat with a P at the end, Democrats, they are going to continue to do what they've been doing in the past, stealing the election, because these machines are not made here in the United States. They're made by foreign entities, and election integrity is hardly being spoken of nowadays. I don't understand. You're happy, you're giddy about our chances. You know, John, I'm not buying what's being sold because there's nothing being done. There's nothing being done. These machines have to be made here, and it's got to be in the same district that you voted, and that district has to count those ballots, not paper ballots, and with a thumbprint, so there's no there's no duplications of the ballots. Nobody can vote 3 and 4 and 5 times. You have to. It's simple as that. I mean, they've done it over in the Mideast.
Everything is
Afghanistan.
Mel, everything you're saying is right. Okay, and hopefully we can pass the SAVE Act eventually and get there. But right now it is what it is. We got to deal. We got to deal in the world that we're in. We got to pass the SAVE Act. That is the first step. The first step to solving everything you said is passing the SAVE Act. That's why we got to keep the pressure on these jokers, these feckless weasel, spineless jellyfish clowns in there, these rhinos. We got to keep the pressure on them. We got to get the SAVE Act passed. One way or the other, that's going to save us. SAVE Act means save you. That's what it means. But Mel, you're right about everything. Now, Mel, do you got anything running now? Anything? I know you got a couple of yearlings. You got anything now running?
No, 3-year-old I got it. He's got a suspension, which I'm going to give him the summer off. I'm going to blister him when the weather starts getting colder. And I got a 2-year-old that I'm going to bring in after the meet's closed here, educate him a little bit until November, and then put him back out in the field and let him develop and bring it back in the springtime. So you're not going to see me down at Colonial Downs this year, John, but hopefully I'll be down.
We'll see you next year, though. But we got our horse, Baymont Parfait, the one that we have in Colonial Downs, should be running in about another week. So we're targeting about August 15th in a condition. So, but he worked out Sunday. He looked great. He had an ulcer in his mouth that we have to treat that, do the scope and all that. But he's been better, and his Paco Lopez says his respiratory system is about 80% there. So that's why another two weeks will be good. So somewhere about August 15th, he'll be in. I'll let you know. Thank you, Mel. Always good to talk to you. Good luck. Line 3, Rob, New York. Rob, you're live.
Good morning, John.
What's up?
I wanted to follow up or add on to what John in New Jersey was saying with the AI. I mean, I don't think there's that much to be afraid of. Yeah, I know AI could be used for nefarious things. I mean, so could anything else. I mean, people have been washing checks and stealing mail and all sorts of stuff for forever. Universities now are in on this, meaning they're actually giving degrees. Well, I mean, the kids have to work for the degrees, but there's degrees in AI. I mean, we didn't cry when the horse and buggy manufacturers went out of business because of cars. I mean, we evolve. And I think what John was saying, what you were saying, you are going to see more jobs come out from AI. They're just going to be different. And it's going to be used as a tool to make people more efficient so you can focus on your core. So even a carpenter who's using, tools, he's going to be using AI to think beyond the particular job or maybe on new designs, maybe taking his business to the next level. Of course, you're going to have lazy people use AI just as a glorified, web search. But those are the easy ones to spot. Like when an attorney tries to do it, young attorney, and the judge schools that attorney because where did you pull these cases that are irrelevant to what you're arguing? And that's happened. We've seen, clips of that have gone viral. But I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. And I agree with Mel, too. We got to get back to that manufacturing stuff here. These are great jobs. If we were redesigning, I mean, I know me and some of my colleagues, if we were to look at redesigning this country, we would redesign it so that we would have more tradespeople and less college-educated and nonsense people.
I agree. More manufacturing, more trade jobs. But yes, colleges that are on the cutting edge should offer a degree in artificial intelligence, and they ought to develop the coursework around it so people understand that what to do with it, how to harness it, how to make it do good things in the world. Do good. Do good with what you have. I mean, that's been my message. Always do good. God gives you something, do good. Do good. I mean, it's simple way of life. What do you have? How can I do good? Do good. Right? Don't cheat, don't steal, don't maim. Follow the 10 Commandments best you can, but do good. Do good with it. I mean, AI, let's do good with it. Let's do good. And I think we can get there. Right? At the end of the day, technology, you cannot stop it. And once, like, you can't put it back in a bottle. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You know, that's what they were saying on Past the Wire Sports last night. Great show, guys. You should tune this in. It's really good. When they were talking about Polymarket and Akashi, they were like, these are growing into the billions of dollars. I mean, their market cap and valuation keeps doubling every quarter. The amount of billions of dollars spent on it a day is increasing. You're not going to stop it. So you got to harness it, right? And make it do good, not bad. It's done a lot of bad when people manipulate the system and steal because they're stealing from other people. Remember, Polymarket and Akashi, you're not betting. The biggest difference here, you're not betting against the house, right? I love beating the house. There's nothing I love better than getting money out of MGM, okay? I love beating the house. That's their money. When you win money on Akashi or Polymarket, you're winning somebody else's money. It's kind of like the stock market. For you to make money on the stock market, somebody had to lose money. It's a zero-sum game. Kashi, you're winning. It's like you're playing poker. 7 people at the poker table. House gets the rake. That's how they make money. They don't care who wins. They get the rake. Those other 7 players, if I won, somebody had to lose, as you're playing against the others. Kashi Polymarket, you're not playing against the house. There's no house. They get a rake. They just want more money bet, so they get a percentage of it. That's how they make money. They don't care who gets paid out because you're betting against other people. You're selling or buying, you're betting against other players that put money in there. Big difference, right? I go to the machine last night. I put in $50. I bet the Astros. They lose. My ticket is thrown in the garbage. Trash. There it is, garbage can. $50 down the drain. Now, who got that money? MGM. Or Caesars, I think, is my kiosk. So if I bet $50 tonight on Tampa and they win, I get $100 back. Yay, I'm even. I got that $50 off of Caesars. Yay. Not somebody else. Because I'm betting against the house, not another player. Kashi's different. And so is Polymarket. John Fredericks Radio Network. Your calls when I get back. Fox is in the house. We'll be right back.
Which is the active ingredient in Soul Tea. It's a 22% concentration of theaflavin. We did clinical trials on it 25 years ago and found that it helped lower cholesterol. We have had many hundreds of letters and emails from customers telling us how it has helped them not only manage their cholesterol, but lower their triglycerides and help them on their blood pressure. And I can't tell you how much I attribute to Soul Tea for my good health at age 77. And I encourage you to go to GodzillaHeart.com. That's GodzillaHeart.com. And use the code Godzilla at checkout, and you'll get a 50% off on your initial shipment of Soul Tea. And I promise you it will be a great help for your heart health. Thanks so much.
Now more than ever, it's imperative to support companies that share our conservative values. That's why I can't be more excited to tell you that I've switched my family to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you shift your support away from the leftist, woke, progressive agendas of Big Mobile. Patriot Mobile's wireless service works perfectly and seamlessly as you go about your lives with exceptional nationwide coverage that uses the same towers the main carriers use. Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every dollar earned to causes you care about, to organizations that fight for religious freedom, First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, and the needs of veterans and first responders. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, along with great discounts for our veterans and first responder heroes, as well as multi-line users. Switching is easy. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Godzilla or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Use offer code Godzilla for free activation.
Trump 2.0 is in full effect. How do you keep up with all the action? I'll tell you. TrumpNationNews.com is your inside source for the inside scoop. Manufacturing, jobs, deportations, and the nation's rejuvenation. The first 100 days and beyond. All the news you need and no liberal gibberish. It's the perfect way to start your day. Sign up for the TNN newsletter. Do it today. TrumpNationNews.com. TrumpNationNews.com. Part of the John Fredericks Media Network.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
At the end of the day, I don't care.
That's Andy Ogles.
I'm an economist, former member of law enforcement. I work for you, traffic.
After lying about his resume,
I don't recall ever saying I had an economic degree.
The local sheriff said Ogles lied about his work in child sex trafficking, and his phone was even seized by the FBI, and he's still under investigation. After all the lying, what's Andy's message to Tennessee families?
Hey, I don't care.
Paid for by Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Every morning, your Godzilla of Truth sets the table with the day's news. Starting August 17th at 10, Wendy Bell goes live with reaction and her own fiery fabulosity.
And I want MAGA to grow a wave of red, the likes of which you've never seen.
August 17th.
You're on the cusp of a golden age.
Wendy Bell, are you ready to go? Weekdays 10 to noon. On the John Fredericks Media Network.
He's your Godzilla of the truth in America.
Run! It's Godzilla!
No gibberish or nonsense, just common sense. And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
Well, we've got Ox in the house. That's the rumor. Let's bring it in. Dan Oxner. Dan, great to have you with us live in Minnesota. Dan, you're looking good. You got Mike Lindell, got Trump's endorsement. You got a primary coming up. Tell us, give us the insight. What's going to happen in Minnesota, Danny boy?
Man, I tell you, I'm telling you, your buddy Mike Lindell, our buddy Mike Lindell, your buddy more than mine, I guess. But what a boost he got from Trump the other week with the endorsement. Yesterday's, not to be a shameless plug for Outside the Box with the Ox, but I think it was yesterday's, if I'm not mistaken. He's there's all kinds of charges against him, right? Is he a resident of Minnesota? You've got the chairman of the Republican Party questioning that. The Secretary of State's office, where you register to run for office, is saying, well, we don't have any authority over that. Anybody can register whatever they want, and they have no check and balance to see whether or not anybody is actually eligible to be running in that office. Amazing. So there's no check and balance there, but Mike Lindell's providing all kinds of documentation, right, that he is a resident. But this pillow thing is just fascinating to me because he is under investigation now. They're claiming some, Karen somewhere. How come he's giving out pillows at parades, which is hilarious. He's literally giving out thousands of his pillows at parades, walking in parades. It's the funnest thing to see. Nobody's ever tried something like this before. They're saying, well, it's against Minnesota law, which it might be, quite frankly. I mean, I'm not sure. They're going to have to investigate that. However, what about the Democrats? Right? I mean, Mike Lindell gives you a $34.95 value pillow and says, hey, would you vote for me? The Democrats are saying, I will give you free college. I will give you phones. We'll give you cars. We'll pay for all of your bills if you vote for us. I mean, if a pillow is illegal to give out, wouldn't those things also be equally illegal?
So what they're saying is because he's giving away pillows at parades, he's buying votes.
Yeah. What they're saying is, hold on for a second here. I gotta. There we go. What they're saying is basically he's in violation of Minnesota law. But I mean, you can give out pens or something or canned koozies, or I don't know. You're supposedly the reporting is that you're not supposed to give anything of monetary value to get votes. Well, boy, I think that's a gray area. Nobody's ever tried.
Why is a canned koozie? Why is a canned koozie not a monetary value? Why is a bottle of water with your campaign's name on the label not a monetary gift? Why isn't a packet of pens or the candies they give out? Those all have monetary value.
Yeah, it'll be a great case study regardless. But John, okay, the primary is on Tuesday. This will not be adjudicated by then. Even if it is, they can't kick him off the ballot right now. So what if this guy wins the primary, which I guess he's the front runner, we'll see. But I mean, if he wins the primary, what? And then they find that he's in all these violations. Well, then they're going to have another court case to decide whether or not that invalidates him from being on the general election ballot.
Is he going to win the primary?
Man, I don't know. It's a great question. Lisa Damuth really has got a lot of momentum. My candidate, the Speaker of the House, and a representative for a large chunk of the Hot Talk with the Ox listening audience. She's doing well. She won the poll at the Farm Fest, which is a big deal that happens every year in Minnesota. That was yesterday, I think, and she's really got the solid chance. Woman versus woman. Amy Klobuchar versus Lisa Damuth probably would be better than Amy Klobuchar versus Mike Lindell. Unfortunately, odds are really stacked up against the Republicans, regardless who the candidate is this year for governor. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Mike Lindell is not going to be the governor of Minnesota. Sorry, but he might very well be the candidate on the Republican ticket. And if he is, Republicans have to go cojones to the wall to try to get him elected because our state depends on it.
I think Damuth beats him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. It's all about the primary motivation, John. You know as well as I do. Almost nobody understands the endorsement process, right? The delegate process to get the endorsement, regardless what state you're in. A few more people, but still not that many, understand the primary process. So the big question is, of course, how nice of a day will it be on Tuesday? How many people voted early? How many people understand that it's not the general election, that all these signs are all over the, peppering the countryside and peppering front yards all over the place. It's not for the general election. It's for Tuesday, the 11th of August. How many people really get that and understand that? That's the big thing. So will Mike Lindell's supporters be more savvy for that? Or will Lisa Damuth's voters be more savvy about that? We'll see.
Michelle Tafoya, how's she doing?
Great. It's fun to have her in the race. Unfortunately, man, the endorsed candidate is so cool. He's just a stud ex-Marine guy. Pictures of him coming up out of a frozen lake, with an American flag. And, he's just a man's man all the way, great resume and polling like under 5%. Has virtually no chance of being the candidate. And unfortunately, he's spending his campaign dollars bashing Michelle Tafoya, who it's unimaginable that she won't be the candidate. I mean, she's polling at, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever times the nearest candidate. And the nearest candidate, oddly, is not the endorsed candidate. So I think we're looking at Michelle Tafoya. We're hoping Peggy Flanagan, our liberal, crazy lieutenant governor, gets the nod. She's one of the, DSA candidates. And so we're hoping she gets the win.
Tafoya would actually have an outside shot.
Absolutely. More than an outside shot. She'd have a shot. Yep. Because once the state really gets to know this Peggy Flanagan person, I mean, it's like
nut job. What do you think of that? What do you think of the complete crazy woman running for governor in Wisconsin, who's going to be the nominee running against Tom Tiffany?
Yeah.
I mean, she is nuts. What's your name? Hong or something?
What? Yeah. Good news. Tiffany's great. Tiffany's a solid guy. And his district borders Minnesota. So we kind of adopt him as kind of one of our home state Congress people. But he's great. I love Tom. And this is good news, I think, for Republicans to have this person in Wisconsin to be on the Democrat side. So maybe we'll get a parallel in Minnesota, not probably for the governor's race, unfortunately, but maybe for the U.S. Senate race. But there are lots of other local primaries too, John. Really, in Minnesota, this is a referendum on the Republican Party endorsement process entirely. There are many House districts, Senate districts with multiple primary challenges, challenging the endorsed candidates from the party conventions. So this could be a total throwing out of the old ways and bringing in a new way of just going to primaries.
Well, the new way is just have a primary. I mean, just have a primary and let the voters decide. I mean, that's
way better.
It's just better. I mean, this, I've always been, I was opposed to conventions in Virginia forever. Joe Morrissey finally got rid of them. Thanks, Joe.
Really?
Oh yeah. Morrissey single-handedly.
Can we duplicate that? Like, I'd love to have him be a consultant because a lot of Republicans
he was a Democrat and he got when the Democrats had the majority, he got the Democrats to back his bill to get rid of these conventions, which are they're totally corrupt. And it's
right.
You're getting candidates that, a sliver of people are involved in it. And it's just not a real good system to have. And I couldn't stand it's hand-to-hand combat. It's all nasty. Nobody's friends after it. There's fights break out. It's just bad. And, you go to a primary, you vote for your candidate. It also shows the candidate's got to get signatures, got to get in the ballot. I mean, I'm running for local office here. I just had to get, whatever it was, 100 signatures. I had to go knock on doors. I had to get my team out, standing in front of apartment buildings in D.C. to get signatures. I mean, you can't get them, you can't get them. Then you can't get on the ballot. I mean, you got to prove that you can run some semblance of a campaign. So got to get the signatures, got to get on the ballot, then you got to raise money. You go to a convention, you don't have to do any of that. It's you buy your way in, and then it's like, who do you know and what delegates you get there? And, 1% of the party is nominating candidates for the other 99%. Stupid.
Yeah, and they're not politically savvy. They don't understand the big picture. The whole idea that who's got the strongest stance. I mean, look at a Republican, and I assume this way most of the country. We know you're pro-life, right? Okay, enough said. We know you're pro-gun. Okay, and they're beating it to death. Like they're getting on stage like, I'm more pro-gun than this other Republican candidate is. And I've got 100 guns in my safe. He's only got 40. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, it's just like, okay, let's get to the actual electability issue. We know that pretty much for the most part, smaller government, lower taxes, pro-guns, pro-life. We get that. The question is, sell me on your electability. And that's the key. And that's what's lost on the delegates by and large, because they're more idealistic. And that we saw that poor Michelle Tafoya and at the Duluth convention in Minnesota back at the end of May. She begged the audience. She's there going, look, I've got the money. I've got the name recognition. I can win. Let's all do this together. She was like, she
finished fourth.
Come on, we can all do that. If I'm on the ballot here right away, if I get the endorsement, we can work all summer long together. I'll share my money with you. No, no, we want this guy.
She came in fourth.
Oh yeah, no chance. Yeah, and it was just like, oh man, it was just a heartbreaker. And she was the epitome of exactly why we need to get rid of the conventions.
All right, Dan Ox, the Oxner with us, KNSI, the voice of Central Minnesota. Dan, good to have you with us. Let's get to a couple things. Let's get to the Michigan race. I love Michigan Democrats. I want to send them all flowers. Thank you for giving us a seat for Mike Rogers. It's a pickup. This crackpot jihadist Muslim Sharia law candidate is not going to win. This guy has gone on the Hassan Piker show, 10 times? Hassan Piker said that we deserve 9/11, and the only problem with it is not enough Americans died. That's his words, not mine. So he goes on the show. The guy is a racist, jihadist, hates America, goes on it 8 times, wins the nomination against, the establishment candidate, the state senator or whatever she was, congresswoman, I don't even know. Gretsch backed her. They all backed her. He wins. Democratic Party is split. No way this guy wins Michigan. Thank you, Democrats, for giving us a seat. Do you agree with that?
100%. Yeah, 100%. This is good news for Republicans. fascinating to watch this. You can't tell me that this guy represents the rank and file Michigander. But if you look at the numbers too, right? He didn't get 50% of essentially 50% of the electorate. So when you look at that, you're like, okay, you didn't get 50% of the Democrats, and if it's a split state, that does not bode well for him, right? It was very, very close. Now, what did I see Schumer all of a sudden like, oh, we like the guy? Can Schumer? Do we all admit, regardless what happens, and you've said this, John, Schumer ain't the guy, right? When this new Senate gets sworn in, whoever it is,
he's gone.
He ain't the guy.
He's not going to be the minority leader. He's gone. But yeah, Schumer then changed his position. But you're right. He got under 50% of Democrats, and basically 750,000 Democrats voted against him. I mean, there is no way you win in this scenario, because it's not like, if you go to other races that might be close like this in a primary, you've got a few ideological differences. Maybe one person's MAGA, one person's not. Mm-hmm. One guy's a never Trumper, one guy's more MAGA than the other lady, something of that nature. And so there's a way to bring that faction together. There's a way to bring them together, right? It's not easy, but you can do it.
Yeah.
But you look at this split. I mean, if I'm just a rank and file Democrat, and my choice now is a jihadist, Sharia law, basically radical communist Marxist that hates America, this is the guy I've got to vote for? No. And then, that idiot Larry Sabato, that gaslighter, gets on. He's like, well, he's a generational talent. He's going to get a slice of the Trump vote. There ain't a Trump voter from Mars that's voting for this clown. So this is the fake news narrative we're going to get every day. They're going to tell us, Al-Sayed's going to win, and they're going to tell us, Turalico is going to win. It's all nonsense, Dan. These people are radicals. They're not going to win. And this lady in Wisconsin, Hong, have you heard anything she said? She's bat crap crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm not. And forgive me, we try to pretend Wisconsin doesn't exist. Maybe it's a rivalry, right? Whatever. But no, I mean, I know Tom. I've known him for years, as soon as he first got elected to Congress. But no, I don't hang in the Democrat circles, and we don't really get their TV ads and stuff either. So I haven't paid much attention to it. It surprised me, though. Not knowing really the psyche there, but that's not, you talk about a swing state, man. Wisconsin. I mean, look at Ron Johnson, right? Senator Ron Johnson, multi-term senator there. The Scott Walker deal, the recall, and then the re-election of Scott Walker after the recall. They're schizophrenic, whatever it is they are, but they're clearly split down the middle. So to see this person, another gift, John, for the Wisconsinians, or whatever they call themselves. God bless Tiffany, but he'll be a great governor, and I hope that all works out. But John, we're looking at this. We're already measuring for curtains with these Senate victories and whatnot. A lot can happen between now and November 3rd to change any or all of that.
Well, we got to get out there and work, and we got to get together, and we got to put our differences aside. As
right.
Republicans, as Trump voters, exactly. Nothing's perfect. You're not going to like everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty optimistic. Give me your take on the Iranian situation.
Terrible, John. I can't believe it's happening. If you go back and watch our conversations from April or May or whenever it was, the summer of love was coming. Donald Trump would never allow this to go on throughout the summer, poisoning what could be a shoo-in election for so many Republicans and for the Trump administration. And now the focus, yes. And I just had Paul Perez on, right? The president of the Border Patrol Council yesterday on the show. And there's statistics or polling out there showing that, we're yawning about the border security right now. Right? It's solved. Yeah, border solved. Don't care about that anymore. So it's no longer like a feather in the cap. Hey, keep electing Republicans because they're going to secure the border. Asked and answered, it's over. What about inflation? What about interest rates, right? What about the war in Iran? Dang it. We're talking about the wrong things. This summer of love that I was hoping for and predicting and was sure was going to happen is not happening. And Iran is hung around our necks until the November election. And I think it was just an unforced error on the Trump administration. Sorry.
Well, I guess
politically, that is. He may have saved the world if Iran was that close to nuclear weapons, right? So, there's hard to prove that. But politically, I think it was an unforced error. Fine, do it on November 4th, but not before. If you can wait. I mean, unless the security of the world depended on it.
I mean, obviously he had his reasons, and he's got information we don't have.
Exactly.
So, they were saying, Hegseth's people were saying that it was, they were weeks away, and he didn't want to allow him to do that.
Right.
But I think
save the world.
I mean, it's August 7th or 6th, right? August 6th today, August 6th. I mean, we need to solve this within 2 weeks. He really needs to solve this. Either get a peace deal that works, which I don't think he'll do, or bomb the living bejesus out of them in August until they're all dead, as many of it as he can. Yeah. Take Carg Island, open up the straits, take it forever, permanent solution, get the ships flowing through, demand the oil companies stop gouging us, get gas down to $2.25, and then he wins. And that's basically the scenario here. Gas stays at $3.50 and the war drags on, and and basically you got the fake news basically telling you every day Iran is winning. They're not winning, but that's what they're telling the American people day after day. Iran is winning the war. I don't know how they're winning, but that's what the fake news is saying. Your Minneapolis Tribune, you open it up today, every single article will be how great Iran is and how we've failed. Every single one.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
As long as the strait is hindered or closed, we're losing and Iran is winning. I mean, that's the perception.
Yeah, I mean, it's not closed, but it's not 100% open.
Right.
And the ships aren't flowing through the way they should be. And so that's got to get solved Monday. Just do what you got to do to solve that. Take Carg Island, be done with it, and get those ships throwing through. And then Iran has no leverage. Oh, the only leverage they have is that strait. You take that away, they have no leverage on anything. None. Zero.
Fair. Yeah.
And then you keep the blockade up, and they basically run out of money and implode. I mean, but you got to get the strait open.
You mentioned the implosion, though, and that's another thing that we keep judging. Americans do this. We keep judging other cultures by our own values and mores. Time and time again, we've seen regimes across the pond, if you will, and other continents that don't operate that way. The starvation of their people, the North Korea model, if you will, and look at the Iranians now. We think that the ruling people want the trains to run on time, the people to be fed, and have their bread and circuses and all that stuff, because that's how we operate. As long as that's happening, we're happy. Well, other cultures aren't that way, especially leadership. So they really don't care about their citizens. And if that's the case, how much bombing can you do to actually, have them come to the table and surrender?
100%. Ox, thanks for being with us. What do I got here? A minute. I got just under a minute. So, you're going to Dallas, right?
I don't know that I'm going to Dallas. You know why? Because they're not telling us anything about the media in Dallas. I kind of got to know. There's
going to be a media row, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, there is. It's either they did a survey. I participated in it. They're going to have outside and inside, outside tent and inside.
Wow.
However,
I don't know.
You got to pay for it. You got to pay for it.
Do they want attention by the media or not? I'm a little bit.
I get it. I get it. They should be a little more out front with it. But you got your hotel. You still need to go.
Right.
And we got an extra room just in case we have to do our show there. So
okay.
You're welcome to do that.
Right.
I'm not at your hotel because I'm with the Virginia delegation.
Oh, are they closer to the arena or further away?
Walking distance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm with the Virginia delegation because the Washington, D.C. delegation kicked me out of the party because I actually want to win. And if you want to win and you're the Washington, D.C. GOP chairman, Patrick Mara, who doesn't want to win, they don't even have a hotel. They don't even have it. They kicked me and Ann out, so we had to go to Virginia. Thank you, Jeff Ryer. It's a sad state of
their loss.
Theirs. Yeah, it's their loss. Look, I'm Ward 2 chairman. I don't really care what they say. People want to follow you. Where do they go?
At Hot Talk with Ox, or KNSIRadio.com. I'm off to the county fair today.
Let's do it. Up next, whip. Greatest whip in the history of the country. Greatest whip ever. Tom Emmer.
My congressman.
This guy's unbelievable.
He's great.
He's got a 2-vote majority, dude. And he passes everything. Him and Mike Johnson up. We got him and we got Tennessee Johnny Garrett together next. Keep it right here.
Kim Jong-un continues to focus on enlarging the state's nuclear and missile arsenals. Experts say Kim wants international recognition as a nuclear state in order to demand the lifting of economic sanctions. I'm Karen Shemas.
Crews are taking advantage of cooler weather to start getting a handle on wildfires that have displaced tens of thousands of people around Spokane, Washington. Italy has placed all of its major cities under the highest heat alert. Europe is enduring a severe heat wave, shattering temperature records in Austria, fueling wildfires in France, and disrupting energy and transport systems all across the continent. On Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures up 70 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Kirk Cameron. Christian Healthcare Ministries is not another health insurance policy. If you're tired of year-long contracts and pointless restrictions, CHM offers anytime enrollment on your schedule and at your convenience. With CHM, you're paying half the cost of a traditional health insurance plan. So that puts more money back into your budget for everyday needs. Plus, you'll have access to CHM's care solutions for virtual appointments, prescription savings, surgery support, and more. My family and I joined in 2018, and it's changed our lives for the better. We love paying way less while helping other believers afford their medical bills. Take the leap of faith and see why Christians across the nation are better with CHM.
Get started by calling 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS for a 50% credit towards your first month. That's 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS.
Myanmar's military ruler is visiting neighboring Thailand.
Ever since he launched his coup, Min Aung Hlaing has been an international pariah, accused of crimes against humanity and of destroying Myanmar's democracy. Now Thailand has invited the coup leader for a 2-day official visit, a decision criticized by human rights groups as giving legitimacy to a brutal military regime. The Thai government argues that it must re-engage with Myanmar to address problems along their shared border. But there's also a recognition that Min Aung Hlaing's position has become much stronger thanks to the support he's had from China.
The BBC's Jonathan Head. Israeli prosecutors have charged a settler for killing a Palestinian community leader last year in the West Bank. The indictment accuses the man of reckless manslaughter in the death of the activist, also charges of armed trespassing and malicious property damage have been filed. News and analysis, townhall.com. The Trump administration turning up the heat on Mexican cartel bosses.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche is announcing a major new rewards package targeting leadership of the Jalisco New Generation cartel.
We're also announcing today with the State Department more than $100 million in rewards for information leading to the arrest of not only the 5 that were just unsealed today, but 3 indicted previously unsealed cases against additional CJNG leadership.
The move expands existing cases against one of Mexico's most violent and powerful criminal organizations. Willie Nelson, the White House.
The United States is suspending avocado inspections in the Mexican state of Michoacan because of an unspecified threat to American interests. One local official says it's designed to protect workers following recent arrests linked to extortion. NASDAQ futures down 162 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Van Hillary never folded, and he never will. Paid for by Van for Tennessee.
The Trump administration has brought positive changes when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system. If we really want to make America healthy again, well, that starts at home. And that's where the Wellness Company comes in. You see and hear from the Wellness Company doctors all the time, and you know their products are the gold standard for keeping you and your family safe and healthy, giving you the opportunity to make sure you're prepared for whatever happens with their prescription medical kits. Additionally, the Wellness Company offers a variety of products, from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and so much more. Make America healthy again starts at home. Do your part and protect the health of you and your family Live a healthier, longer, and more satisfying life. Go to twc.health/Godzilla and order. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Use promo code Godzilla to save 10% today.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning on the John Fredericks Radio Network. The Flatline describes a main line of resistance in your soul, built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday morning for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on the John Fredericks Radio Network.
Trouble getting to sleep and staying asleep is infuriating. Your mind races, you toss and turn. Nutrition company Healthy Cell created REM sleep to help you quickly fall asleep, stay asleep, and sleep deep. Unlike other supplements that don't work, REM sleep is not a pill. It's a gel you swallow with ultra-absorption of science-backed ingredients supporting all 4 stages of sleep. Go to healthycell.com and use code GODZILLA for 20% off your first order. Risk-free. Love it or your money back. Guaranteed. Healthycell.com. Code GODZILLA.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your SatPhone. Call now.
Live from the studios of the John Fredericks Media Network, it's the John Fredericks Show. Grab yourself a cup of 1775 coffee, sit back, and get ready for the best 4 hours of talk in the universe. To be part of the show, just call our toll-free number, 888-480-5646. And now, here's the Godzilla of Truth, the Oracle of the Deplorables, the man who always says to lace them up and lace them tight, John Fredericks.
Well, here we go, folks. Great to have you with us. I'm your Godzilla of the Truth in America, coming live from your nation's capital in Washington, D.C. Thanks to President Trump, the most beautiful, cleanest, safest city in America. Thank you, Mr. President, for doing that. We're now the Disneyland of the North, not the squalor and filth we were 18 months ago. Hey, Ann says maybe we'll retire here, only if another Republican wins the White House. Could happen. Meantime, Tennessee, we're going to get there. Big day, primary. One of my candidates endorsed, Tennessee Johnny Garrett. He's in a barn burner, Tennessee 6. He's got Van Hillary in there, but he's been endorsed by, well, the one and only Tom Emmer. Also, Scalise endorsed him, too. So what better than to have the whip, the greatest majority whip in the history of America, Tom Emmer from Minnesota, on at the same time with Tennessee Johnny Garrett. Guys, thank you. Thank you, Tom, for being with us today. Thank you, Johnny. I know this is a big day. You got to make calls, get out, go online, stand at the voting corner. But the endorsement by Majority Whip Tom Emmer, unbelievable. You also got Scalise. And Tom, thanks for coming on today to help out Johnny.
Hey, happy to be here, Johnny. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mr. Whip.
Big day in Tennessee. And look, Johnny doesn't need my endorsement. His record, he as a person speaks for itself. This man is not only a Christian married father of 3. He and Kara are raising a beautiful family in Tennessee. He's been a warrior in the Tennessee State House. In fact, Johnny is the majority whip in the State House. He's been fighting for America First, the America First agenda all along. He was probably fighting for the America First agenda before it was even the America First agenda. So we're grateful that people like Johnny Garrett have stepped into the arena, that they're willing to go to the next step. And I have full confidence that Johnny's going to be the next congressman. from that district after the primary tonight.
So, Majority Whip Emmer, it's not always common that both yourself and Majority Leader Scalise endorse a person in a competitive primary against a congressman that was there back in the past. It was also chief of staff for Rose's leaving. It's not normal that you guys would do this, but something led you both to endorse Johnny Garrett early on. What was that, Tom?
Well, a couple of things. One, when you sit down with him, he's a team guy. Johnny showed up and he was talking about how he wants to get the America First agenda done, how he wants to support President Trump every step of the way, but he wants to be part of the team that's doing it. He's not showing up to be a show horse. He wants to show up and be a workhorse. Nothing against anybody else out there, but we need new, fresh energy in Washington, D.C. We need people that are coming out of the state legislature that have this experience already, especially in a conservative state like Tennessee. What he's going to bring is tenfold what I think anybody else might bring to this position. Plus, I got to tell you, when the chips were down, Johnny Garrett actually carried the football for Donald J. Trump when it came to redistricting. Even though it did not benefit him personally, he made sure that the president's redistricting approach was going to be applied in Tennessee and ensured that we were going to pick up an extra seat. That, to me, showed the selfless type of leadership, servant leadership that we're looking for in Washington, D.C. So I had no hesitation in endorsing Johnny.
And, Majority Whip Tom Emmer from Minnesota, having said that, we're going to pick a seat up. Brent Taylor way ahead. He's going to win. He's going to win today. He's going to Congress. So you pick up a seat. He's going to be one of the guys you're going to really be able to depend on as well. Whether you've endorsed him or not, he is going to win. He's a great guy. So we're excited to have him going to Congress. You have?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Johnny Garrett, you're in a tough race. We got this as a toss-up. You're facing off with Van Hillary. He's been there before. He was chief of staff to Rose. I believe that John's going down tonight. I think Marsh is up handily, no matter what Chris Salzman says. So I think Marsh is up 8, 10, 9, something of that nature. So good luck, John. Rose, he got plenty of money. He can retire. What do you have to say to your voters now tuned to us in our Tennessee network to get out today in your District 6 to vote for you? Why should they vote for you?
Well, polls right now at 7:00 are open in the state. They're ready, and we've seen it on the ground, John. And by the way, it's an honor to be with one whip to another for Tom to be on today. Thank you very much for doing that. So exciting to see what a warrior looks like that's actually doing it today for President Trump in the House and his district. I mean, you talk about one whip to another. He is the whip. And I'm so glad and honored to have his endorsement and support in this race. But look, here it is. Bottom line is we got to have folks that are ready, that have the energy to make sure we pass President Trump's America First agenda. I've been doing it right here in the state, passing the Tennessee First agenda. Tennessee's a great place to live. I filed a piece of legislation earlier to get rid of the Ilmar Omar, who Tom has to deal with, that couldn't even run for federal office here in the state of Tennessee. We need more conservatives. When conservative Republicans turn out and vote, conservative Republicans win. You know this. I know this. We just have to make sure the message gets out that Republicans govern better because they govern for the people. They govern closer to the people. That's what people want. That's what people want in Tennessee. That's why today they need to go out, make sure their voice is heard, and vote.
Tom, I want to get your take on the Michigan Senate primary. Look, you can't take anything for granted. We have to get out and vote. We got to work hard. We got to get the boots on the ground. We got to get more intensity. But the nomination of this guy, 750,000 Democrats voted against him. This guy, Al-Sayed, I mean, he's a crackpot jihadist, communist, Marxist. I don't know what you want to call him. He goes on Hassan Piker like 8 times. And Piker's this guy that said with 9/11 coming up, we deserved it. And he said the only problem he had with it is more Americans didn't die. I mean, the guy's been on this guy's show numerous times. I mean, how don't you feel real confident now about Michigan?
I do. I think Mike Rogers was the biggest beneficiary of the Democrat primary. Well, it's not Democrats anymore. The Marxist communist primary in Michigan. He's the biggest benefactor. You know, John, it's not my grandfather's Democrat Party anymore. This is the Marxist communist anarchist party of America. And by the way, what Johnny Garrett said is really important for everybody who's voting today in Tennessee. This is why you cast votes for Johnny Garrett, because this is a time for choosing. This is not a time for sitting back and try to be like Minnesotans are, all passive aggressive and, oh gosh, golly gee whiz, they wouldn't do that. They would. They hate this country. Their goal is to completely destroy what our founders have created and remake it in their image. And their image is something that is not pretty. It's been tried in Venezuela. It's been tried in the communist Soviet Union. It's been tried in Cuba. It doesn't work. It has killed more people on the face of this planet than any other ideology known to humankind. So this is a time for choosing. These people should not be allowed to run for office in this country. Unfortunately, we are a victim of our own freedom, so we're going to have to make that choice. And my confidence is this, John: there are more of us than there are of them. The media makes it look like this is an even, whatever. It's not. When people wake up, like Johnny Garrett was pointing out, when the conservatives who are just living their lives, trying to pay a mortgage, put food on the table, and clothes on the kids, when they realize their way of life is in danger, they show up. And when they show up, we win. And I'm confident that's what's going to happen in November.
Tom, where are we right now in the Iranian war situation? I know there's a lot of intel you can't share with us, but what's your take? Where do we go from here? A lot of people concerned about getting something in place, whether it's complete victory or peace, prior to the end of August, bring gas prices down.
Well, this hats off to President Trump. Everybody before him for decades just kept kicking this can down the road. It had to be dealt with. There was an imminent threat. If these people had nuclear weapons, look, they claimed they didn't have the ability to reach beyond their borders very far before this started. And within days, they rolled out a ballistic missile that could hit Western Europe. This was imminent. Donald Trump is the one who made the decision to deal with it. Now he's got to finish it. And he's dealing with people on the other side that really have nothing to lose, right? It's not the entire Persian people. This is just the IRGC. It's the most radical leftist that they have. By the way, some of the same ones that are now running for office in the United States of America. But can they hang on is the question, because it is in their best interest to keep saying they're coming to the table and then backing off and coming to the table and backing off, because they're playing the midterm game just like everybody else. At some point, the president will have to make his decision, which he apparently was prepared to make last week until the neighborhood said, let's try this one more time. And I think we've got a president, John. He's a president of peace. He's not a president of war. This goal is to eliminate a problem that has been there for decades and to create peace, not only in the region, but around the world. And I have no doubt that he will accomplish that goal, and he'll do it in short order. But there's nothing wrong with accommodating the neighborhood when they say, let's try one more time to get them to the table and get this thing resolved. Because if you can get a deal where the strait is now safe for passage, without the Iranian attacks. By the way, you know what nobody talks about? In the 30 months, my good friend Brian Mast was reminding me the other day, the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee in the House and a great member from Southern Florida, and a warrior, a true hero of this country, was reminding me that in the 30 months before this conflict began, before Donald Trump took the action that he took, do you realize that the Iranians were attacking on an average of 11 times a month in the Strait? So the idea that this just started is not real. I mean, they were boarding ships. They were holding people at gunpoint. This has been going on for a long time. This is a rogue element in the region that needs to be dealt with. And again, God bless Donald Trump for dealing with it. Hopefully it gets resolved quickly.
Well, Johnny Garrett, I was in the Oval Office the other day in the press pool, and I asked the president. I asked him about the record profits in the second quarter of the two biggest U.S. integrated oil companies, ExxonMobil and Chevron. Both of them had record profits in the second quarter since the conflict began. President Trump pointed out that Exxon made 12 times the profit they made in second quarter 26 to second quarter 25. Both of the profits in the second quarter for both companies set a record. This was on the backs of the American people who were getting gouged for gas, and I'd already talked to them about it. And so my question is, if you're in Congress, are you going to look into this?
Oh, I think we got to look in everything, right? But I trust President Trump's leadership on how he would deal with what he needs to deal with in that regard, right? Because he's the best negotiator that I think that we've ever seen, right? To making deals, to putting pressure on folks to do the right things. So I will trust what the president does, how he negotiates, what he's going to do to make sure that the American people are never gouged in any market. That's what we need to do to make sure we put more money back into Americans' pockets. And you're right, over the past few months, we've had a little bit of price increases as it relates to the cost of gas, right? But it's going to be worth it in the end. And again, I trust President Trump and what he's going to be able to accomplish for this country because we've seen it. We've seen it over the past 2 years. We've even seen it in his first term and even that little blip of the autopin presidency with Biden that nothing got done, right? He got handed a lot of stuff when the country was in neutral for 4 years. So I absolutely trust President Trump to do the right thing here and make sure that America still thrives.
But Johnny, aren't you uncomfortable, and Tom, aren't you uncomfortable with the fact that we're paying through the nose at the pump and that both our two biggest oil companies had the biggest quarterly profit in the history of the companies? I mean, that just doesn't sit well with the average worker out there like me, that's got to buy gas to take his family someplace, and we're getting gouged.
Hey, Johnny, you should have seen that. John actually lit up the president. What he's not pointing out is that the president was very upset by this.
Yes.
He is very disappointed. While he's trying to take care of a situation that had to be dealt with, he is concerned that those that are benefiting from it are benefiting extraordinarily, and he's not happy about it. The fact that he's not happy about it should put Exxon and Chevron on notice, John,
right.
that you better start thinking about the American people first, because that's all Donald Trump thinks about. He's not just thinking about your ability to survive and thrive as a business, but he's thinking about the American people. And by the way, we should keep pointing out, it's still at $4 a gallon, which is too high, and it should come down. It was over $5 a gallon under Biden. So this
without a conflict
has been amazing.
Without a conflict, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I never got the question out, Tom, and he started going off, and obviously I hit a nerve, but it just doesn't feel good to people. I'm going to ask another congressional question, which I asked him, which is going to take congressional approval. As you know, I'm Ward 2 chairman in D.C. I'm the only elected Republican here. Tom backed me. Thank you, Tom. But we got communist mayor coming in. The city council is way to the left of where it was. Everything that he's done here has been so great in this city. Tom, you see it every day, like Ann and I do. And I'm like, hey, if this Janice Lewis George comes in, they want to turn everything back. They're running on free DC. Get rid of the National Guard, get rid of police, do all this stuff, get back to the way we were, filth and squalor. Would you be in favor of pulling home rule, which Congress has the ability to do? How do you stand on that, Tom?
Well, I thought we talked about this once before. I was there when I came into Congress. There is no reason that the District of Columbia should have its own renegade. These guys were voting to allow illegals to vote in your elections in the District of Columbia. Not only are they out of touch, they're unnecessary. This is a problem we see in government with extra layers of bureaucracy and government pieces that we don't need. We don't need. It should have been eliminated a long time ago, John. I haven't talked to Johnny Garrett, but I would imagine the incoming majority whip from the Tennessee House of Representatives would agree with us that we should get rid of this District of Columbia Council and we should restore the governance to Congress.
Would you be in favor of that, Johnny, if you came in?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I haven't been up to D.C. that much during this campaign, been in the district quite a bit. But when I do, I'm kind of proud to see the National Guard walking around, right? In a city that was just awfully run, criminals everywhere. What President Trump's there is exactly what he did in Memphis with the Memphis Safe Task Force back a couple of months ago with bringing the National Guard there. Phenomenally approved down there and successful. So absolutely, I support that.
I mean, I tell you what, when before he came in, when Biden was here, and Tom knows this, I wouldn't let my wife Ann, I wouldn't let her ride the metro alone ever. I don't care if it was the middle of the day. No, I couldn't take her to dinner, and I told this to the president. I couldn't take her to dinner after 6 o'clock. I couldn't walk I'd have to take Uber 2 blocks because you take your life in your hands, especially when you got your wife there or you have your family there. Now, Ann goes in a metro. She goes at night, does whatever she wants, goes to the store, comes back. We walk 6, 7 blocks to dinner, walk back, 9 p.m. Not a worry. He's turned it into Disneyland. Right. Why would you go back?
Exactly. I mean, it's the same thing, John, in Memphis when my daughter's down there in a volleyball tournament. The security guard at the facility said, don't go to your car yet. It's not safe to go 10 yards to your car. Wait, let's get someone to walk you there. That's no longer. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal what this president's done, and even with Marsha Blackburn's help to get the Memphis task force there is incredible. So yes, Tom, for D.C. to be what it is today, and even the improvements that the president's doing to all the monuments, et cetera, around D.C., making America love America, right? I mean, that's what President Trump stands for, and that's just awesome. So that's what I'm excited about, getting up there and helping him. And of course, the best majority whip ever. Right there.
No doubt. I mean, look what he's done with a 2-vote majority. Like, who does this?
I mean, he knows this. I've got 75 Republicans out of 99 to deal with. I know he would love to have those type majority.
Of numbers. It's the best job in Washington, D.C.
on this.
Best job in Washington.
Tom, how do you get everything you want done? And you got 2 votes.
Well, it's first, it relates to what you were just talking about. It's all about leadership, right? Donald J. Trump is a leader. He is showing the way. So what does that do for us? What it does for us is when we move pieces of his agenda, it is with clarity. We know where it is Donald Trump wants this country to go. We know what it is he's trying to get accomplished. We campaigned on the same things. We campaigned to support him in the America First agenda. So that's number one. Number two, it's called respect, communication, and tolerance. It doesn't matter what I think about any one of our members, and Johnny's right. I mean, when you're dealing with 200 plus, it's a unique experience that's bigger than your ordinary lunchroom. This is a full, wide variety of human beings from New York to New Mexico, from Washington State to Florida, and all points in between. So the key is you got to be in communication with everybody. You got to understand everybody, what they can and can't do, what they will and won't do. And you got to respect everybody. More importantly, you have to respect the 700,000 some people that elected that individual to be their voice in Washington, D.C. The idea, I think, that we're going to pick favorites and those that we don't like, those days are over. You can't succeed when you've got different groups battling with each other, and they're going to battle. John, I've called this the greatest coaching job I've ever been entrusted with, because you can put the same jersey on a bunch of people and throw them out on the field. That is not a team. The team comes along when they're given a game plan, where they know what their goal is, where they run into each other. They actually have, it can be physical, it can be other, but they have to do this and go through the process. I think we've done it very well with a small number of people. And quite frankly, it makes us value every single member of our conference. And I think that's why we've been successful with Donald Trump's leadership.
You should be a consultant to the Minnesota Vikings head coach on Sundays. I think you'd make it. Maybe you guys would actually make the playoffs if you were there.
Wow.
It could happen.
Wow,
right?
that hurts. This is our year, John. This is our year.
You say that every year, but look, I'm a Titans fan, so we just want to win five games. We have a lower expectations. I think I'm predicting 8 wins. Amy's trying to get me to buy season tickets, and I got to buy a $5,000 a seat licensing fee. Like, we won 3 games, Amy. I'm not doing that. Like, Come on, man. The taxpayers funded this stadium. That's a separate issue we got. But Tom, look, we're excited about getting Johnny Garrett there. We're really fired up. I know he's going to be a big help. Johnny, when you get there, let me just point something out, right? I'll give you a little insight. So in the halls of Congress, the greatest communications director of anybody right now, of any Republican member, is a young lady by the name of Sally Fox. This woman is incredible. She's the one that got you set up today. She called Scalise. This person, she is the best I've dealt. I've been here a long time. Sally Fox is incredible. I said the other time, when I'm on the air, I only take 2 texts. My wife and Sally Fox. That's it. When you get there, I want you to meet with Sally and say, look, set me up. Who do you know? Because your communications director, I'm telling you, as a new congressman, makes or breaks your first 12 months there. So talk to Sally, get her advice.
Will do.
Have her recruit somebody for you, and then get her to be her mentor, and you're going to be successful. That woman is incredible.
Yes, she is.
Will do.
All right.
Consider it done.
Thank you, guys. Johnny, people want to follow your campaign. They got to get out and vote today. Where do they go?
To JohnnyGarrettForCongress.com. The polls are open till 7 o'clock tonight. Get out. Make sure you vote. We need Trump warriors just like Tom Emmer in Congress, and you've got one right here in the 6th District.
Tom, how many games are the Vikings going to win this year?
It's either going to be 12 or it's going to be 4.
How do you go from 12 to 4?
Hey, I mean, it depends. This should be our on year. We should win 12, but we'll see.
How many games?
It's kind of sad. I'm kind of hoping the Titans win 4 games, John.
I think we win 8 games. We got an outside shot for 9. And if we win 9 games in that crappy division we're in, Jacksonville smoke and mirrors. The Colts are like a walking, talking dumpster fire. And as long as Stroud is on the Texans, they're going to lose 6 games with him throwing interceptions in the 4th quarter. So 9 wins gets you in the playoffs. I think we got an outside shot.
You sound like a Minnesota Vikings fan, John.
It's a sad state of affairs. When you win 3 games 2 seasons in a row, there's really nowhere to go but up. But I'm not paying Amy's $5,000 licensing fee. It's like outrageous. All right, Tom, thank you for being with us. Thank you for endorsing Tennessee Johnny. That's our nickname for him. We're going to see him in Congress, Tennessee Johnny Garrett. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Mr. Will.
Good luck.
Go get him, Johnny.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right, we'll be back.
Product. And folks, I want to invite you to take care of your heart also by going to GodzillaHeart.com. That's GodzillaHeart.com. Use the code Godzilla at checkout and you'll get a 50% discount on your initial shipment. Thanks so much.
And they're off. This summer, the Thunder returns to Colonial Downs Racetrack. Live thoroughbred racing June 25th through September 7th. Feel the excitement. Hear the roar of the crowd. Experience Virginia's premier horse racing destination every Thursday through Sunday all summer long. Bring the whole family for Family Fun Sundays packed with activities for all ages. Parking? Free. General admission? Free. Memories? Priceless. Make Colonial Downs Racetrack your new summer fun time tradition. Get tickets and race day info now at colonialdowns.com.
Ponder this. It's amazing how many of us choose to go about our daily life without recognizing others who cross our paths each day. Take, for example, your morning walk, run, or workout at the gym. As we encounter others, often we don't make eye contact, let alone smile or greet each other. Listening to music or a podcast with our earbuds is so much more preferable than having to greet others we encounter. As a result, people are becoming more and more disconnected from each other. So let's start a human connection trend. Here's an experiment for you to try. Put your phone and earbuds away for a day while in public. Try to engage others in your path with a simple smile and a kind hello. These simple gestures will become a powerful force in the world. A smile costs nothing, but can be a powerful tool to brighten the day for others. Let your smile be a light for all to see. It's a gesture of love from the Lord. I'm Susie Kelly, and I am passionately Catholic.
At the end of the day, I don't care.
That's Andy Ogles.
I'm an economist, former member of law enforcement. I work for you traffic.
After lying about his resume,
I don't recall ever saying I had an economic degree.
the local sheriff said Ogles lied about his work in child sex trafficking, and his phone was even seized by the FBI, and he's still under investigation. After all the lying, what's Andy's message to Tennessee families?
Hey, I don't care.
Paid for by Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Everybody's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite. So, what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about some of those intense side effects? That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. The ingredients studied in Lean have been shown to lower your blood sugar, burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings, so you're not as hungry. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter with only a few pounds to lose. The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Get started with 20% off and free rush shipping so you can add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Go to takelean.com and enter the code Godzilla for your discount. That's discount code Godzilla at takelean.com.
Don't touch that dial. You've found your home of the truth.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
With the best analysis in America.
You can't handle the truth.
And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
Root out waste, fraud, and abuse while improving the economy, keeping Americans safe. And now with more, Deputy White House Chief of Staff, Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller. What do you make of, if you look at the numbers, there's now about nationwide 250 of these DSA elected officials in 40 states. There'll be over 40 of them when all said and done in these primaries running in this midterm election. What do you think happens? Can they win these general elections? They won some before, but we're talking about places like California, New York, or deep blue districts, buried in one state or another.
Well, I think they're going to be severely challenged come November as they've continued to nominate these true communist candidates. So look at Michigan, right? El Sayed. They're nominating communist candidates for office. The center of this country, the middle of this country, the mainstream of this country is going to thunderously reject the Democrats' embrace of communism. And in Sayed, you also have somebody, as you've talked about this evening, Sean, who campaigned, who embraced, who courted the endorsement of this execrable, heinous, deplorable, monstrous Hassan Piker, somebody who has celebrated assassination culture, and somebody who has said that America deserved 9/11. Sean, you're from New York. How much time have you spent, Sean, with the victims and the families, the police officers, the firefighters after 9/11?
A lot.
To have someone running for Senate who's going to associate with that kind of evil? And where is Schumer? Where is Jeffries? Where are any of the leaders of the Democratic Party? They're supporting it. They are embracing it. They are allowing it. Sean, we spent decades fighting a Cold War with the Soviet Union. Now, I choose my words carefully, but I'm going to say this tonight. Sean, that Cold War has come home. It's here in America. This is the biggest, greatest, most existential struggle this country will ever face, Sean. Because if communists get control of House seats, then Senate seats, and governor's mansions, the American dream that for 250 years our heroes bled and died for is gone. And it won't come back because they will never let you get it back. President Trump is the only thing right now standing between the American people and that abyss.
I'll agree with that. The reality is I'm telling conservatives, you better take these people seriously. This is a clear and present danger. And the only way to stop them now is to defeat them in November. If you don't go show up for a midterm election because it's not a presidential election year, you will get the government you hate and deserve. That'll be a fait accompli.
There's a point of no return with communism, with leftism. You know, President Trump made very eloquent remarks at a press conference earlier this week talking about Democrat governance. Look what's happened to Los Angeles. Look what's happened to San Francisco. Look what's happened to New York City. When leftists get control and they ultimately turn socialist and then communist, there's a point of no return. You can't save your schools. You can't save your city. You can't save your community because they hoard power. They suppress dissent. They gain control over institutions. They gain control over taxpayer dollars. They gut the police departments. They drive out good people. We will never let that happen to America. We cannot be apathetic. We have to fight to save this country. We have to stand behind President Trump.
All right, Stephen Miller, we always appreciate your time and you being with us. Coming up, okay, we talk about the DSA a lot. One Democratic.
Well, folks, I'm going to jump on the mic here, at least because we have a guest waiting. Neil McCabe is with us right now. How are you this morning, sir?
Hey, fantastic. Very good to be with you.
What's new in your world? What's going on at the building behind you at the moment?
Well, of course, the excitement, of course, is, President Trump is now on the road. He's now energizing his supporters. He's supporting Republican candidates around the country, MAGA candidates across the country. And so that's exciting. And obviously, on the other side of Washington, D.C., you have Capitol Hill. And the House is out, but the Senate is really getting some work done. It looks like they're going to pass today a block of 74 Trump confirmation appointees. You're also going to see the confirmation probably tomorrow. And then you're also going to see tomorrow, the bill will continue federal funding through December 11. The House bill continues funding through December 4. So there's going to be a conflict there, but that should be resolved. The idea, but that's what they're going to do.
Neil, I don't know if you can hear me. You're kind of freezing. Is the SAVE Act is the SAVE Act in this bill?
To see, and people see the Republicans fighting, they'll be motivated and they'll show up for the midterms. Right now, I just don't think there's a lot of momentum for a big turnout for the Republicans in the midterms.
Neil, is the SAVE Act going in this funding bill? We lose Neil, Dan?
Yeah, we're not getting much of a good signal at this point anymore with him.
I think in Washington is people have to sort of get to grips. Here,
I guess the question is the SAVE Act going in any of these bills? Do we have enough votes for the Senate not to go on vacation? These are really the key questions that are all unresolved today. Also, Todd Blanche needs what? He needs 50 votes, and Collins just bailed on him. So does he? That's the question. All the Democrats are going to vote no. Does he have 50 votes? Can Vance go in there and break the tie? Right. So, I mean, I don't know who's voting against him. I think Cassidy's voting against him. Collins came out yesterday. She's voting no. So, why don't we go to why don't you go to Todd Blanche?
But no, I'm not concerned about anything new with my responsibility, if I'm confirmed in the next couple of days compared to what my responsibilities have been really since March of last year, but obviously since April of this year as well. So, all right, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Your confirmation, given Susan Collins came out yesterday and said that she's a no, are you worried about potentially other Republicans defecting in the next few days? And what's your message to them if they do?
Well, my message, I've been talking to Republicans and Democrats for the past several months, and I'll continue to do so. And my team has been as well. So, no, I'm not worried about what's going to happen over the next couple of days. I'm hopeful that the work, like what we're talking about today, the body work the department has done over the past year and a half, of which I'm a very small part of, is something that the Senate recognizes, but look, I mean, I'm not going to do anything except continue to communicate with anybody who has questions about anything involving the department that I can answer, or me personally that I can answer. So we'll see. But all right, thanks, guys.
I mean, look, the bottom line is, I think he's going to get 50 votes, but I think he's going to get 51. I think Vance is going to come in here and break the tie. It looks like Cornyn's going to vote for him. And it looks like I don't think Murkowski is, so that gives him 51. So they got 53 senators now. That gives them 51. And probably Cassidy votes no. That gives them 50. But look, Collins, the Susan Collins, here's my take. He's going to get confirmed. Okay, Collins does this all the time. If Collins vote no, if she knew that was going to put him at 49, she wouldn't have voted no. So what Collins does is, this is a show vote. She can go back to her constituents, vote no. She can get the moderate voters. She crosses the aisle. She stands up to different people. This is how she wins. But he's going to get confirmed. And the reason he's going to get confirmed is because she knew beforehand that her vote didn't bring him to 49. Now, this is hard for a lot of people that are outside the Beltway to grasp how this game works, but it's called a show vote, right? I mean, if Todd Blanche needed Susan Collins to get confirmed, President Trump would have picked up the phone and called her, and she'd have had to vote for him. Otherwise, he pulls his backing and all hell breaks loose, right? So you don't want that. So Collins her team knows. She got a very savvy team. They've been there a long time. They know that even without her, that Blanche has the 50 votes to get confirmed, or 51. I think he'll get 50. So this was a vote to help her get elected, help her with Maine voters, but does nothing to hurt Todd Blanche because he's already got the votes. And this is the way the game out there is played. And Collins plays it better than anybody. And it is a game, right? Because I've told you before, every time that they've needed her vote on something that they actually needed her vote, she was there 100% of the time. I mean, she's never tanked anything, right? McCain tanked getting rid of Obamacare, not Susan Collins. So that was McCain that tanked it. So Kavanaugh, right down the line. Whenever you needed her, she was there. But in this case, you don't need her, so she's not there. So who cares? At the end of the day, who cares? That's basically the way this works. We got Neil back. Dan?
We don't. He has not gotten back on. So I don't know if that just means that his
Neil.
His signal.
No worries. So this is kind of the way it goes with Susan Collins, right? So Dan and our listeners, we've got a lot going on here. And I understand what Neil was saying earlier. Our base is not energized. And it's August. We got early voting coming up. We're not energized. And there's no intensity. And that's because we've not done anything. That is why getting this stuff passed, I'm telling you, if the Senate takes a vacation, we're done. It doesn't matter that they don't do anything anyway. It's just the image that the Republicans sanctioned another 6 weeks off when nothing is getting done. I mean, you can't do that. You got to fight. And to Neil's point, when I came in at the tail end here, getting set up for the dispatch, to Neil's point, if rank and file MAGA voters don't see the Republicans fighting, they're not going to fight. You got to see the coach fighting. I mean, when you're coaching something, you got to see the coach. If the coach is sitting there in the corner of the dugout not doing anything, everybody else is sitting there. When the coach is fired up, everybody else is fired up. You got to do something. And I think that's the biggest discrepancy right now that we've got going into these midterms And, Bannon said on my show a couple of times is we don't have the intensity. But we got time to get there. So don't despair. We have time to get there. Under normal circumstances, with normal Democrat liberals, we're in big trouble. But because of 10 votes we got from redistricting, because 10 seats we picked up from redistricting, and because of the crazy people that the Democrats are nominating, it puts this in play for us. If we can get enough enthusiasm and enough intensity going into the final weeks here, we're going to have a shot to win this thing, Dan. So, Dan, I'm going to get set up for DC Dispatch. If you can play a couple clips. We got the ladies coming in, and we look forward to that. We got Ryan in the house. So let's get set up for that. And you're on the John Fredericks Media Network. Don't forget, 6 to 7 p.m., Monday to Friday, the greatest show we've got. This thing is so hot. You got to check. You check it out one time, you're hooked. Pass the Wire Sports on the John Fredericks Media Network. It is so cool. Pass the Wire Sports, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern, across everything. Also, we got our TV app coming out in a couple of weeks. You'll be able to download App Store, Google Play, jfmn.tv. You download that, you hit the button, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. live TV right at your fingertips, on your phone, on your tablet, you got the smart TV now. All of that coming into play right here on the ever-growing and expanding John Fredericks Media Network. DC Dispatch next. Dan will be right back. Everybody stay with us.
MyPillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented premium MyPillows that adjust to your exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
I guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable pillows you'll ever own. King size only $24.98, queen size only $19.98. Giza Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, as low as $29.98. Lux Pier 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. Plus, free shipping options available when you order today. So don't delay, order now.
He's your Godzilla of the truth in America.
Run! It's Godzilla!
No gibberish or nonsense, just common sense. And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
Hey, folks, this is Dan filling in for John until the top of the hour when the DC Dispatch gets going. I know we had a call-in from Tim in Orlando, so Tim, I'm going to get you on the line and talk to me. Keep me company for the next few minutes here. Tim, how you doing?
Oh, good morning, Dan. Good morning. No, it's just
you get the understudy today. You get Pauly Shore instead of Denzel Washington. You know.
Oh yeah.
But what's going on? What's on your mind?
Oh no, I called in earlier, and you guys are just stacked with callers. But I wanted to get in before the DC the girls from DC.
Yeah,
right?
our lovely ladies from DC. Love them. Yeah.
Well, see. That's the perfect American town, even though it's a capital, to talk about where government made a difference. The town you couldn't drive around without getting carjacked. There was a lot of crime. They had a Republican Party back in 2020 for the nomination, and all the people that attended the event at the White House got accosted on the way back to their hotels. Remember that? People on bicycles and stuff like that. So all of a sudden, it's 2026. The town is completely different. The trains are rideable. The streets are walkable. The pools and the fountains are clean and pristine. And so that's a turnaround. And so I think what a lot of America is getting is we don't see that in our own towns. I mean, certainly don't see it in my town. And that's what we're looking for. I think that's what we can try to get behind.
Well, Tim, if I interject with my own way of thinking here, and I'm going to do in one of these Dan Hobby reports coming up, I'm going to be doing one about the importance of of private property essentially that property properly is private. That the idea of public property is actually a contradiction in terms. The whole point of the concept of property is to designate ownership. When you throw the word public in front of the word property, you've obliterated the purpose of the concept of property to begin with. But a big reason why my trash is not on your yard and vice versa is because of property rights. I would complain and say, hey, Tim's trash is on my yard. Get it off. or Dan's trash is on my yard. Tell him to get that trash out of here, because we enforce those rights. And when we have quote unquote public property, it's just the tragedy of the commons. It's like the church bus that nobody wants to take care of. So
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah,
exactly. I went to my budget hearing. I went to a budget workshop in my little town of under 50,000 in Orlando, outside of Orlando, a little town.
Mm-hmm.
And their budget is $74 million. $74 million. And the commissioners they passed it without a blinking an eye. They just passed it without even asking a question about it. And so when they looked out into the audience, they're like, well, how come nobody's smiling? How come there's nobody here? Why aren't the citizens here? It's because they've given up. They've just given up, you know. It's like, what in the world? So
yeah, no,
you know, the average city employee in this little town makes over $100,000 because of overtime. That's the job to have. You don't need to make cars or drive buses or be a semi driver. You just need to work for a city and make $100,000 a year.
Yeah. I say, folks, that if you want clean XYZ, the best plan of action, the best course of action is to uphold private property rights and defend the concept of private property. That's how you get the best of the bright. Use the profit motive, put it to work for you. The whole thing. It's the reason why you can enforce the law and say, hey, keep your trash off of my yard, or keep your filth out of my property. The whole thing. So when it's just this concept, this misbegotten concept of public property, you just end up with just something that nobody really wants to take care of or take responsibility for. So, well, Tim, hey, thanks so much for the call. We're going to be getting back to John and the lovely ladies of the DC Dispatch after we get through the top of the hour news and a few words from our sponsors. Stay tuned, everybody. This is the John Fredericks Show. I'm Dan Hobgood, temporarily filling in for John, who will be back in just a few minutes. Keep listening.
This is WJFN Goochland, Bonaire, Chester, and WJFB Portsmouth, part of the John Fredericks Media Network.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The Senate Homeland Security Committee preparing to vote on holding Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. At issue, Fauci's repeated refusal to answer questions during a hearing dealing with Fauci's handling of the COVID response.
This vote comes as investigators get their hands on Dr. Fauci's phone. Committee Chair Republican Rand Paul attempting to hold Anthony Fauci responsible for taking the fifth 111 times during that coronavirus hearing. Prior to the hearing, Senator Paul releasing more than 1,000 pages of Fauci's diary that he emailed to himself using a government server. In the diary, he brags about all the attention he was getting during the COVID era.
Correspondent Laura Winters. Iran says it's on the verge of an agreement with Oman to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Ukraine and Russia continue trading fire. Ukrainian President Zelensky says Ukraine has hit oil refineries deep inside Russia, while the Russians have killed at least 3 Ukrainian civilians.
Zelensky is urging allies to supply interceptor missiles to bolster Ukraine's air defenses. Speaking a day earlier during a meeting with Britain's defense minister, Zelensky said,
This night again the signal before the winter. We think that we need unanimity and we need strong support from your country and from all other European friends, that this is a signal also that Russia gives us and to the world that they don't want to stop.
Analysts believe Russia is attempting to exhaust Ukraine through endless barrages. I'm Karen Shamas.
Healthcare workers at the epicenter of Congo's Ebola outbreak are protesting over unpaid wages. They've abandoned several healthcare facilities, demanding to be paid. On Wall Street, the Dow futures up 105 points, NASDAQ futures down 191. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Kirk Cameron. Christian Healthcare Ministries is not another health insurance policy. If you're tired of year-long contracts and pointless restrictions, CHM offers anytime enrollment on your schedule and at your convenience. With CHM, you're paying half the cost of a traditional health insurance plan. So that puts more money back into your budget for everyday needs. Plus, you'll have access to CHM's care solutions for virtual appointments, prescription savings, surgery support, and more. My family and I joined in 2018, and it's changed our lives for the better. We love paying way less while helping other believers afford their medical bills. Take the leap of faith and see why Christians across the nation are better with CHM.
Get started by calling 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS for a 50% credit towards your first month. That's 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS.
Japan marks the 81st anniversary of the nuclear bombing of Hiroshima.
Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi made her first appearance at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Ceremony as the nation's leader, where she reaffirmed Japan's 3 non-nuclear principles of not possessing, producing, or allowing nuclear weapons on its territory. Takaichi's speech comes as the government prepares to revise its key national security documents later this year, prompting debate over whether Japan's non-nuclear policy could come under renewed scrutiny. Public reaction online shows some questioning whether Takaichi, who is widely regarded as hawkish, will keep this pledge to uphold the current policy.
The BBC's Karumi Mori. A drone with explosives was found at Germany's Leipzig airport. The device was defused. The country's top security official saying that the incident posed a new quality of danger in Germany. News and analysis, townhall.com. President Trump has 11 grandkids, so his instincts served him well as he chased a young boy who appeared on stage in Las Vegas with his family during a presidential rally.
Call him the grandfather-in-chief. President Trump running after the toddler who was on the elevated stage, the little boy wandering away, and the audience laughing as President Trump springs into action and then making a joke about Joe Biden falling. Listen.
It's truly an honor. It's truly an honor to stand here before you and speak. Sorry, excuse me. I have a little mom brain going on right now. I'm so sorry. No, he's going to take off. Thank you. Thank you. Truly, thank you, Mr. President.
Laura Winters reporting.
Utah can enforce its strict anti-gambling laws on prediction markets like Kalshi and Poly Market, that under a federal judge's ruling in the Utah case. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are a $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your sat phone. Call now.
MyPillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented premium MyPillows that adjust your exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
I guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable pillows you'll ever own. King size only $24.98. Queen size only $19.98. Giza Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, as low as $29.98. Lux Pier 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. Plus, free shipping options available when you order today. So don't delay, order now.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
Ponder this. Most people want to have a good day every day. In order to do this, we must start our day with gratitude and keep an attitude of gratitude throughout the day. I offer you my recipe for having a great day and a joyful life. First, start each day being grateful that the Lord has given you another day to serve Him. Roll yourself out of bed, get on your knees, and say a morning prayer of thanksgiving. Ask the Lord to help you throughout the day to do whatever His will is for you. Next, thank God for the little things that make your day better. I thank Him immensely for my morning coffee and for my legs that allow me to take a morning walk. I pray for those who cannot walk because of age, injury, or disability. Throughout the rest of the day, I am grateful for the people God has placed in my life. I thank Him for those who love me, and I pray especially for those who do not love me. Find ways in your day to thank God continually and offer prayers for all those the good Lord has placed in your daily path. I'm Susie Kelly, and I am passionately Catholic.
It's time we send a farmer to Congress. Charlie Hatcher, a fifth-generation Tennessee farmer who served under Governor Bill Lee. A business owner, Charlie Hatcher is an America First conservative who gets things done. Pro-gun, pro-life, pro-Trump, Charlie Hatcher is the trusted conservative leader we need. Endorsed by Tennessee leaders, Charlie Hatcher is built farm tough. On August 6th, vote Charlie Hatcher. It's time we send a farmer to Congress. Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Live from the studios of the John Fredericks Media Network, it's The John Fredericks Show. Grab yourself a cup of 1775 coffee, sit back, and get ready for the best 4 hours of talk in the universe. To be part of the show, just call our toll-free number, 888-480-5646. And now, here's the Godzilla of Truth, the Oracle of the Deplorables, the man who trucks the truth from coast to coast, John Fredericks.
Great to have you. You're on DC Dispatch. I am your Godzilla of the Truth in America, your Oracle of the Deplorables, and everybody is right here. We're live in studio in Washington, D.C., the beautiful, most beautiful, cleanest city in America, and safest, like the Disneyland of the North. 18 months, President Trump cleaned this thing up. Unbelievable. We keep talking about it. President Trump, very proud of what he's done. You can see that when I was in the press pool, I think it was on Monday in the Oval Office. Dan, if you have a minute, see if you can find that clip where President Trump basically, it's somewhere in your file, President Trump basically saying that if things go south with the communists coming in, that he will not hesitate to federalize Washington, D.C. That's his words for getting rid of home rule, which I'm in favor of now based on what is going on. But it's great to have everybody here on DC Dispatch. And let me start by introducing us. We're going to go, I guess this would be from my right all the way down, starting with the wonderful Maria Pickering. Maria, thanks for being with us.
Glad to
Missed
be
you
here.
last week. I knew you were at a funeral, so I hope things were okay. You look fabulous as always. The one and only Terry Gilberg of Clear Channel, Salem Radio, national radio and TV star, basically holds us accountable to try to get our act together. Thank you. Appreciate that. We have
That's
a new
what I'm good at.
we have a new guest with us, Rachel Cook, which we'll introduce in a moment. Then we've got, as always, my political director, my campaign manager, and my ally in this fight in the DC GOP, the vice chair of the DC GOP. We have with us Christina Goodlander. Christina, thanks for being with us. Christina, also a candidate for chairman to basically make change in DC and actually get a chairman in there that would, like to actually win a race other than mine and throw me out of the party. I guess that's his new thing. We'll get into that a little bit later on. We're not going to go there right now. And the one and only Lindsay Rowland, who single-handedly started America First Washington, D.C. It was a dream of hers. She started it. She's got another event coming up right?
I do, yes, I do. I have a meet and greet coming up with Sam Gujani, and it's going to be, he's California District 24. He's running for Julia Brownlee's spot as she retired. So that is going to be at the Capitol Hill Club, your favorite place.
When is that?
It is September 15th.
Did I get an invite?
You did.
Are we a sponsor?
I sent everybody on this panel.
You got to be a sponsor.
You're going to sponsor my event in November, which we're not going to broadcast yet. But we have a big event in November too.
Yeah, but I got to sponsor your. Ann and I always sponsor.
Thanks, John. I appreciate
Yeah, well, I mean, you work hard to put these on, man. And we know how hard this is. So we're honored to sponsor you. We love your vision. And we love what you're doing. And it took a lot of courage and a lot of guts to do that. And of course, the DC GOP under Patrick Mara, instead of embracing what you're doing and, joining forces, they basically kicked you out too. So if you do anything, you get kicked out. That's kind of their way. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to mince words. I'm done with the whole thing. By the way, we're going to the convention in Dallas, right? Yes, you should go.
Okay, invite me.
I got to figure out how to do that. I might
I know how to do that. It's called Terry. You're invited.
Well, I don't really.
And then I'll figure out how to get there.
I can get you there, but to get you credentials, they're going to have to pay for it. They're going to have to find somebody. But I couldn't go with the Washington, D.C. GOP because they kicked me and Ann out. Wouldn't invite us.
It's a Radio Row, right?
Yeah, but I couldn't go with the Washington, D.C. delegation. They kicked me out, wouldn't invite me and Ann, even though I'm an elected official here. Okay. Well, so we went with the Virginia delegation. Thank you, Jeff Ryer, for inviting me and Ann. Yeah, Jeff said, based on what you guys have done for Virginia Republican Party for the last 15 years, we acknowledge all the good things you've done. So you can come with us. We're happy to have you. All right. So we're with the Virginia delegation that actually has a hotel. They have events. Do you guys have any of that?
Unclear.
That means
but look,
no.
It's going to be fun. Look, it's an opportunity for those of us from DC. The way I see it is it's an opportunity to connect with as many Republicans as we can because every American has a stake in our nation's capital. And to really spread the word that we're going to be fighting in our cities. And we're going to be fighting these people who call themselves socialists. They're actually more like communists who are coming into power. We're trying to do our part at the local level to make DC great. So we want my goal in Dallas is just to carry that message and connect with as many.
Ann and I are happy that you weren't kicked out and you're able to go. We're excited.
Well, they can't kick me out. I was elected vice chair. They can't kick me out.
That's right. You're elected vice chair. Well, soon you'll be chairman and then you're not kick anybody out.
No, then you guys are back.
How many more
maybe
months?
The rest of us should
August, September,
Yes.
November, December, January. 5 more months of
like
hell.
that.
It's coming. Change is coming, baby.
And look, like we have a general election coming up. We do have a few candidates who are actually trying to fight for this general election. But
yeah, we do.
I mean, it's tough, right? Like we've really got to raise our game because these new Democrats who are coming in. We have to raise our game.
We don't have a game. There's no game to raise. First of all, you got to get a game before you raise the game. Okay.
Yeah,
talking about raising the game, we got a lot to go over today. I got to get in my couple minutes here narrative about my feelings on the DC GOP and the clown show going on there. But let's get to President Trump here talking about could be the end of home rule, my favorite topic. Roll the tape. Would you consider going to Congress if they come in and try to roll it back, the new Democratic mayor?
And you had a mayor who's, I guess she's a communist. I mean, she says she's a socialist, but I guess she's a communist, basically what she says. But I have not met her yet. I look forward to meeting her. Would I federalize? Basically, you're saying federalize DC. Yeah, well, I'm allowed to do that. Would I do it? If they want to, we took something that was in deep trouble. It was a graffiti-filled, crime-filled mess. We turned it into Shangri-La. We turned it into a great place. Look outside. Look what's happening. Look at the beautiful ballroom and military center. It's a military center, much more than, we have a drone port on top. Look at the grass in front of the White House being all replaced with the top stuff. The parks are all being replaced. It starts very soon, actually. We'll do one at a time. It's about 700 acres of parks. They're all going to have brand new, the best grass you can get. Scots. You know Scots? Scots Miracle Grow. They're doing it. They do great grass.
Do I know Scots? I live in an apartment.
White House for free. Sir, a friend of mine, a guy that
Do I know Scots?
We'd like to give you new grass at the White House. I said, I'll take it. How much? He said, free. I'll take it.
Do you know Scots?
I don't know Scots. I live in an apartment in Washington, D.C. I do not know Scots, but thanks for asking.
Do you know Miracle Grow?
I think my father used to put that in like plants or something when I was like 10, in New Jersey, I think. Roses or something. No, I don't know. I live in an apartment in Washington, D.C. Plus, my cat would get sick if I ever put Miracle Grow. But look, I mean, he went on to talk about grass, right? We cut that part out. He said, grass is like living people. Like it's alive, like it grows. You have to feed. He goes off on grass. But what did you guys think of that? We'll go right down the line. Lindsay, what did you think of that? And is that real?
He loves to showcase what he's doing. I love it. He's excited. And I think that it's a great reason to federalize DC. So I think the momentum needs to stay. And it's fun to listen to him talk about it because he's like a child in a candy store. He loves it. He loves everything we're doing. He's proud. And I love that for him and for us.
Christina, what do you think?
Look, this is what really won me over to President Trump. He put in the platform in 2024, and apparently he himself personally wrote this language that he was going to clean up DC. He was going to make our nation's capital great. I loved that. And I thought, great, if we get like 50% of what he's talking about, it'd be good. But we've gotten even more. Like he's over-delivered on that promise. And just as a Washingtonian, I'm so appreciative because we should have the safest, the most beautiful city in the country. But Rachel's been here a few times, and this is the first time back since safe and beautiful DC.
Tell us about yourself.
I was getting excited about the lawn care at first. I thought that was a good start for that. No, I've been walking around a lot. It's nice as a female to go out at night and to be able to see that it's a bit safer if you want to go to bars, if you want to bring other students out. I'm here with a student group, so it's good to have. It's good to feel safe when you're walking back to your hotel or you're walking out to the bars in the evening. And it's good to be safe, feel safe.
When was
here.
the last time you were here and spent any time here?
So I would have been here last year around the same time.
Okay, and prior to that?
It would have been before, probably the winter before, but I'd need to actually look at the
inauguration. You're here for the inauguration.
Yeah. I came and walked around there. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's.
Can you see the difference?
Yes, but I've been so insular. My friend lives in Alexandria, so I'm usually staying with her there.
Right. So you're not like you're in DC living here. Terry, I thought he was pretty animated during that whole thing.
He was pretty funny too, actually. But on a serious note, yes, he probably will push, and that's the operative word, push to federalize DC. Because frankly, he himself can't do it by law. But he can push for Congress to step in.
He says he can do it.
He says a lot of things, John. He says Mexico is going to pay for the wall.
Oh, he said he can do it.
But that's what's funny about him. That's what I like about him in these press conferences. And you were great, by the way. I saw it live. Okay. And you got your question. What I like about questions, 4 questions, I think. What I like about him is that he throws stuff out there. And people all get goosed up and, what am I going to do? And what did he really say that and everything? And this actually works really well internationally. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. We're going to bomb. We're going to do this. And people wake up. And then you have to kind of say, well, let me vet through what is possible from what he said. And yes, he can push, but he personally, folks, cannot do that. Now, I went by the Art of War and the Art of Peace monuments. They are gorgeous, gilded, gorgeous. These monuments are near the Memorial Bridge, and they were gifts from the Italian government after World War II. They are stunning. And they're really, talk about stepping up the game. We look like Paris. When you go across that bridge, it looks like Paris. So good on you, President Trump. And I know he's not going to let this slide. But in terms of actually being able to do it, put the pressure on Congress, because we all want home rule if it's good governance. And if it isn't good governance,
I don't want it.
Bring in the federal government for good governance.
And I love the fact that he didn't even say home rule.
Well,
he said federalize.
Yeah, that's true.
As a longtime district resident, I am thrilled to hear that. Thank you. That would be the best thing that could happen, because half a century of a corrupt one-party monopoly has not served our citizens
Hear, hear.
well.
Hear, hear.
Okay? I am thrilled that the president is doing what he's good at, which is making our city clean and safe. And if you've been to any of his properties around the country, they are just gorgeous. He takes things around and makes them even better. The golf courses, the clubs, they are the hotel, the now Waldorf Astoria. That is a gem. You know, he
Right.
and his
You're
people
right.
know what they're doing. They know how to maintain property. And those of us who, whether you have a tiny cottage or an apartment or a larger property, there's always something to be done. So I'm just thrilled that he's paying attention to the physical surroundings, because that's important, but also to what Terry talked about, good governance. We need good governance. In the 90s, we had a control board when we had a drug-addled mayor running loose in the city. So, you know, the president could bring back a control board, or he would need Congress to revoke home rule. And we've had our friend Nelson Snyder here talking about those issues in the past. So I'm just thrilled that the president is paying attention to Washington, D.C. at the local level from the standpoint of good governance and appearance, and working to make us the shining city on the hill that we should
Well, he's
be.
very proud of what
Yes.
he's done.
Oh, and justifiably so.
But you know what we're proud of, Maria, is obviously the show has a tremendous audience, because after railing on getting the homeless tents out of in front of your library for 3 consecutive weeks, unabated, even when we tried to cut you off, you didn't care. You kept railing on it. Now, all of a sudden, magically, they're gone.
Well, the situation
You have
has
tremendous influence.
The situation has
She's an
improved
influencer.
somewhat. Okay, they are not, the trash is not gone completely. I walked by there the other day. They moved the sick room toilet, so it is not visible in front of our library. All right, but
But you're making progress.
We're making progress. We hope to be making progress. I walk in my neighborhood all the time, and very nearby this library, less than 2 blocks away, is a vacant property that I think belongs to the American University Law School. It's an old house. It's the old Dunblane Manor, which, as far as I could tell, I walked up and peeked in the windows. It is abandoned. It was last probably refinished in the 70s or 80s, and it doesn't appear to be used. Well, there's a vacant property there that could easily be used to house a few dozen people and to help people get back on their feet and get them and their possessions off the street, out from in front of the library, a safe place in a beautiful garden-like setting. I mean, the houses across the street go for, you know, 2 or 3 million and up. So it's not a shabby neighborhood. So I don't know why the community can't come together and make this happen, but I'm going to keep fussing with the people at the Advisory Neighborhood Commission and the Friends
Now
of
we're opening
Tenley
up
Library.
we're opening up a big can of worms with that.
You know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and I think we need to bring this to the attention of people. We talked about the same situation at the Martin Luther King Library.
And you were gone last week, but there was a not breaking news, but it did make the cover of something or another, Washington Post or something or another, regarding the Martin Luther King Jr. Library. And those homeless people have been moved out, which is great. Under the loggia there, you don't see homeless.
It's all about, Maria. Now that we got your weekly library homeless tirade, we got it. We got the update out of the way. Now I can move on to anything else that matters. And we just get that out of the way at 9:25. We're in good shape. We do appreciate it. Speaking of homeless, let me just get this. So on the corner of 15th and H, which is right across the street from Joe's, right? You guys know where Joe's is in the Northwest, right by where I live. So it's Joe's, and there's cheesecake factories there. Right across the street is where I get my haircut, all 7 of them at the same time.
Looks beautiful.
It's where I get my hair cut. This is my comb over that I've been working on for 30 years. Very hard to do. So that's where I got my haircut. So there's a storefront. There's like a men's store, and then there's a haircut. And right by there is an empty store. Like it's empty, like there's nobody there. Whoever was in there moved out. So it's like, space for rent or whatever. So right in front of it, go there one day, some guy has this humongous tent that he puts in front of the storefront that doesn't have anybody in it. Okay. So I'm like, well, whatever. Walk by and then going wherever I'm going. And then when I'm coming back, true story. This was yesterday.
Oh boy.
Right?
And
he had a couch delivered.
No.
A couch was delivered in a truck.
No.
And I'm like, where's this couch going? I thought it was going in this. I thought somebody rented the storefront. No, they put the couch in the tent and he zips it up. The guy's got a couch in a tent. So I should complain to my, what is it?
Advisory Neighborhood Commission.
One
Yes.
step forward.
Call
two
your
steps back.
ANC
I call my
commissioner.
ANC commissioner.
Advisory neighborhood.
Oh, no.
My advisory
That's
neighborhood
terrible.
commissioner, and because she's too busy doing ideological things. So, but I did try to find out what was going on, and what I was told by one of the neighbors there is that they called the police, and the police can't do anything because the storefront is empty. There's no tenant, so therefore they have no jurisdiction. Is what the DC Metro Police said.
But ostensibly, somebody owns the store.
Yeah.
Ostensibly, that is somebody's property.
Right? It's like, well, you can't show it because the tent's in front of it with a couch in it.
So this
is a guy moved in.
Here's the thing: this is the result of DC's left-wing policies, right? We have so many empty stores and vacant restaurant spaces in this city because of our far-left DC council that has taxes on business. It's out of control.
Wait a minute. The sidewalk is public. The police can control the sidewalk. The sidewalk is public. That's where the stupid
The
couch
guy that
is.
owns the haircut place told me they went. And
I
called
think
the
that's
police.
a dodge on the part of the police. They need to be called because
The guy's bringing in a couch.
where's the porta potty?
delivered.
Where's the dang porta
Where's to
potty?
go?
Yeah, exactly. Enough with the excuses already. Clean up the streets and clean up our neighborhoods.
It's like you can't believe
Why
you
is
can't
this,
make this stuff
why
up.
is this so difficult? Okay, we are a country that built the Pentagon in less than 2 years. Rachel was telling me her parents or her grandparents are heroes. They built the Alaska Highway. That was done again in less than 2 years. We know how to make things happen and get things done when we set our mind to it. Why can't we just, clean up our neighborhoods so that our city is the beautiful city that it was designed to be? So
I don't know.
thank you,
You guys
President
tell me.
Trump. Keep on pushing to clean the city up. We're all behind you.
Speaking of federalization, though, I wanted to make one other point before we move on. And that is because the actual home rule push that President Trump says he is going to do, if we get a communist mayor, and I believe that he will push for this, means that we, the people, also can push for this because we have representatives, remember, in Congress, right? So between Trump's push and our push, we can get good governance.
I think they're in trouble. I think home rule here is in trouble because I just had Tom Emmer on, the whip, just before you guys. And this is the second time I asked him this. And he said, we talked about this before, but he said, now more than ever, because they realize what is coming in here. These guys, you got to remember, these guys live here all week.
Mm-hmm.
So they're seeing it, and not all of them live a block from the Capitol. Some live in Eastern Market, some of them live out by us, some of them live in the Navy Yard.
Right.
So they get it. So he's like, he said, right now, he said, we got the votes.
Interesting.
So we got the votes.
An incredibly far left council coming in. We have one of the new members of council regularly appears on Hassan Piker's show. He was the guy who said America deserved 9/11.
He's loony.
You have all of these people who are not normal Democrats. Some of it is because, unfortunately, people in DC don't vote. We have really low voter turnout rates. So you have a lot of people who are normal, who just want normal governance. But when they don't show up to vote, then the only people whose voices count are the people who have really crazy views. So.
Okay, Dan says he's got a montage to play here for the statues, and then we'll get into Union Station. Dan, go ahead. We'll check this out. Danny boy put this together for us.
Oh, there you are.
Nice. Very nice.
That's Memorial Bridge.
Yeah.
Right there.
Beautiful.
So if you're listening to this on the radio, there's no audio that goes with it, but we're simply showing pictures of the statues that you get coming in to the city over the bridge. And I got to tell you, if you're on video, you can see it. If you're on radio, I could just explain it. But when you come in, the last time I came in, I guess we were at a wedding, and excuse me, are you leaving?
Yes, I've got this student group.
I'm sorry, Rachel. I didn't know that. I would have had you on. My fault. Dan, why don't we just take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Thunder returns to Colonial Downs Racetrack.
I
Live
had no
thoroughbred
idea that
racing
you had to be
June
out of
25th
here.
through September 7th. Feel the excitement. Hear the roar of the crowd. Experience Virginia's premier horse racing destination every Thursday through Sunday all summer long. Bring the whole family for Family Fun Sundays, packed with activities for all ages. Parking? Free. General admission? Free. Memories? Priceless. Make Colonial Downs Racetrack your new summer fun time tradition. Get tickets and race day info now at colonialdowns.com.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning on the John Fredericks Radio Network. The Flatline describes a main line of resistance in your soul, built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday morning for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on the John Fredericks Radio Network.
Van Hillary, and he never will. Paid for by Van for Tennessee.
I am here because Washington needs fighters, and Graham Plattner is the fighter we need. You bet. I said to myself, that's my kind of man.
Don't touch that dial. You found your home of the truth.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
With the best analysis in America.
You can't handle the truth.
And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
We're back on the DC Dispatch. Thanks for being with us. I can't get enough of that clip. I was sitting there thinking, okay, let's say Christina Goodlander said that. And then she's got to go home, and like Martin would be, her husband would be like, what was that about? What was that about? Like, what am I not doing here? Like, that guy like beats up women and stuff. I mean, what is up with, like, what if you went home to your husband, Mark, and you said that? He'd be like,
he's the fire I need, who just got burned out.
That's my kind of man.
He's my kind of man.
What kind of nut job?
Be like, you need me to like spice this thing up a little bit. I mean,
the fire I need.
It's the man. Is my kind of man.
You bet.
I can't get enough of this clip. Hey, speaking of that, guys, I got to tell you about lean. I've been on it now 2 weeks. I've lost 3 pounds. Wait till Tina comes on today. Tina's lost 5. This thing is this thing is a bomb right here. I plateaued at 245. Right, I went from 285 to 245, and then like months go by, 242, 245, 247. Forget it. Couldn't lose it. Not taking a shot. Not into that. Take lean. Thank you, John and Mom of the County, for turning me on to this. Now they're a sponsor because I love this thing. Open it up. Take 3 a day, capsules a day. As soon as you get up, I take it at 4 a.m., 12 glasses of water. It does a lot. Number 1, curbs your appetite. That's good. Number 2, gives you vitamins. That's good. Number 3, your metabolism and energy goes up. That's good. And it burns fat. So it does all the things you want it to do. Keeps your blood sugar, doesn't spike it like the shot does. So check this out. Just go to takelean.com. Take it from me. Takelean.com. Do it now. If you want to lose weight, you guys out there or gals, takelean.com. Promo code Godzilla, 20% off. Now, if you want to lose 3 pounds to go to a wedding, no. This is for serious weight loss, but it's all healthy. And look, if it can work for me and Tina, it can work for you. Well, Dan's going to try it, I think, Dan. Not that you have to lose weight, Dan, but it's a good thing. Takelean.com, promo code Godzilla, 20% off, and you're good to go. Union Station. Trump wants to build it out, make it better, even though they cleaned it up. And looks like that's not going to happen. So it's got to go to plan B. Terry?
I did a little digging, and I'll rattle these off real quick for our listeners and our viewers. Here's the problems at Union Station. Ticketing needs improvement. The shops, there's not enough shops, and there needs to be more revenue coming in. The waiting area, there's no waiting area for passengers. Amtrak and commuter concourses need an upgrade. better signage. People are complaining about, where do I go to get my luggage? A play area for kids. That would be great, right? Kids getting unruly. They could have a little play area, curbside appeal. The Acela train, there needs to be a lounge. That's first class, Acela train. Security and open air to the back of the concourse. Nice. All of those things need an upgrade or something done with them. But here's the thing that I like, John. Possible use of the air rights above the train tracks to build a hotel or residential or office space. So you're coming in, maybe you're en route, you need a hotel, right? Like at an airport. I would like that. The airspace above they're taking a look at so that people can, rest their head in between train journeys. Now, it's a beautiful building. I don't want anything to happen to the historic building that it is. I don't like Biden's look, which was, I don't know, it looked like Dulles Airport from 1960 or something like that. And he wanted to put in $8.8 billion. Trump nixed it. Good move, President Trump. But if they could use some of that airspace and keep the historic look to it, interesting idea.
What do you think, Lindsay?
Well, so originally under the Biden era expansion project, it was going to be an airport style terminal, a major high speed rail hub, and it was going to triple the amount of capacity of passengers and create an entire neighborhood behind it. And that was going to take up to another decade. So with Trump cutting this, we're now going to see results faster. We're going to have faster renovations. They don't have to go back to Congress for money. It reduces with the public-private, it reduces the taxpayer cost. And more importantly, Amtrak can focus on what it does best, and that's train service.
Christina?
I mean, look, Union Station's the first thing that visitors to DC come if they're arriving by train. It's their first impression of our nation's capital. Or bus, yes. And so I think it's very important that Union Station looks good and that it operates efficiently, that it has the services that travelers need. So happy to see that happening.
Anything that can help Union Station look better, feel better. I mean, they cleaned it up. They got the homeless out, the smell of the urine out, the smell of the pot is out. I mean, I remember going there under Biden because I take the train a lot and it was just disgusting. I mean, just getting off the train was gross. And, my big thing about Union Station is it was always tougher to get red caps, especially when I'm traveling with my equipment. I can't get it up.
Yes.
I can't get all the stuff up the stairs, the elevator.
Good point.
So you got to get a red cap. That service has improved dramatically.
Right.
But look, those of us that travel by train like me, I'm an Amtrak believer. There's a lot of people that just don't like it. They'd rather take a plane to Boston, like it's stupid. When I can just take a Acela, it's dumb.
The train is fine.
It's I mean, I've taken it multiple times. I've taken the overnight to Atlanta because it gets there like 8, and you sleep, you get the room. It's cheaper than getting a plane in a hotel, and you take a shower and you're ready to go to work. But it's not for everybody, right? But I think that now they got this high speed thing. Ann took it the other day to. Where are we? DC, right? She took it to Philadelphia. They have a high speed beyond the Acela. It's called something. Do you guys know what it is?
I don't.
No, I've heard about it.
Yeah,
but
it's better than Acela.
It's the new rendition of Acela.
Interesting.
She told me it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
She got
super fast.
So
she got to Philadelphia in. I don't want to quote her on it, but it was like 30% less the time than on the Acela. So it's really fast.
So it would be fast.
Yeah, she's brand new and just sparkling clean.
Wow. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And you can drive to Philadelphia in 2 hours.
Yes, you can. But Christina,
I
you're
think
right.
she said it was like 50 minutes. It was really fast.
Oh, sweet.
Union Station is our ground level gateway to DC. The buses come there, the trains come there, and again, to share my experience going back to the glorious economy of the Carter administration. People who have been in DC since then remember the Carter administration. You don't want to let the Democrats get their hands on it, is the bottom line, because they messed it up. They had like seating pits. Nobody used it. It was even worse than it was under Biden. It was just barren. And when Reagan came into office, they renovated Union Station to a better level to where people actually started using it. It's nicer now, but it could be even better. There's a ton of space there. A lot of it is not used as well as it should be. You know, the idea of having a play area for children, more shops, better services for people who come by train or bus. The air rights idea is a great idea. You know, put up a few floors of hotel space, apartments. It's right there. You roll off the train. Now, there are some smaller hotels within a block or two of the station, but, you know, someone who's coming in, if you've come in by train or by bus and you just want a place to hang your hat for a night or two, having a small boutique hotel in the air right space there
I think it's a good idea.
Would be a great idea. It would be a great idea.
Because you know why, guys? You know why? I did not know this. There are at least, operative words, at least 100,000 people that go through Union Station on a daily basis. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot of traffic.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of
They said 100,000 people daily.
It's a lot of traffic between the local traffic and the
100,000,
traffic from
think
out
of
of town.
Because people
all
take
these
the
trains
metro,
coming
if you work
in, the
Senate,
buses,
metro,
metro.
anywhere on sort of the Senate side of the hill.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
And there are
It's a
buildings,
lot of people.
buildings near there where there are tunnels to the buildings. So people who work both at Capitol Hill and at some of these other buildings that are accessible by tunnel to Union Station and to Metro, you know, that should be a hub for services. It should be a little community unto itself.
Trains,
and
right? What's it connect to? The MARC, to the Virginia, whatever it is.
To
Virginia
VRE and
the
MARC.
trains. All of
Yes.
the trains.
Yes.
And the buses.
Well, the metro.
That's why I think shops need to have more shops, more activity for the shops. They're dying there. And I think there should be a few more upscale shops.
Oh,
This is
It'll
an
give
absolutely
that
beautiful
night.
space.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, there used to be that very beautiful oyster bar right in the middle. So
I
you
love
walk
that.
in
Yeah.
to the main hall.
What-
It's
what
absolutely
happened to that?
they demolished it. But I remember back when I was a little 20-year-old, we used to go there for happy hour. It was you could actually get a good deal on a beer or a cocktail, but it was just such a nice place to sit because you're in this majestic grand hall and it has a sense of grandeur.
It's a beautiful space. It's a beautiful space. And they also had a very high scale restaurant in what used to be the president's waiting room.
Yes.
And I think that's closed down. I think it was Georgia Brown's, and it's right over here around the corner from the studio now. But there was a high end restaurant in what used to be the presidential waiting room. And I'm sure that's a grand space too. Why can't we bring something back there? Again, this goes back to city governance. You know, the city council and the mayors that we've elected have not been in favor of promoting small businesses, of getting rid of regulations that are unfriendly to small business, and of cleaning up these beautiful public spaces that should be a draw. As you said, you know, it should be a great place to go, whether you're stopping for a drink or whether you want a cup of coffee or a meal before or after your bus ride or your train ride. It should be a great.
It's all about showcasing.
It is
the nation's
about
capital,
of course,
right? That's why they want to
Yes.
refurbish Dulles, which I'm
Mhm.
100% in favor of. And you know, I think we were talking about this last week. Those buses or whatever they are, travel
People
carts,
movers.
people
The
movers.
people movers. Yes, they're finally being
I
retired.
think they call them the mobile lounges.
Right.
Back
That's
in
what
the
they're
day,
called.
right? We talked
For
about
Concourse
that.
CMD. That's Dulles, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's. I mean, but I love his vision. Let's upgrade Union Station, and you know, now the whole Amtrak thing is. I'm a believer in Amtrak, and I know
love Amtrak.
I know we got a lot of
Amtrak is
a lot of Republican congressmen that think we should cut their funding. Like
No.
all the crap we spend money on, it's all crap, and you know, aid to all these foreign countries and all this, and now you want to cut Amtrak? Like stupid, right? We need any developed country needs a national rail system, for God's sake. So it's like, okay, you want to cut the post office also, and like there's no mail. Like sometimes it's just stupid.
And DC is a metro train and walk in town.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, you walk all the
You
time.
take the metro anywhere, or the
People
bus.
do not want to be in their cars. They want to be in the trains, the metro,
God,
the
no.
buses, and on foot
Yeah.
or on a bicycle.
Now they got and the MARC. that's one of the underestimated thing that goes through Maryland. You can get that right from Union Station. Shout out to Governor Wes Moore, as liberal and communist as you are. Thank you,
Leave him
Wes.
alone.
Thank you for fast tracking Mark from the College Park Metro to College Park campus right in front of the football stadium. That they built the track, and then it goes lawsuits, and some salamander got displaced or something, and so I don't know. Of course, they can't touch the frogs, because of the Terps, funny. So you can't touch the frogs. But I don't know, something happened. A cat or something got complained. I don't know what happened, but he fast tracked it, and he said, "Look, we're not, screw these lawsuits. We're going forward, and when you get off the Metro at College Park starting in October, you'll be able to take the train, the Mark, right to the football stadium, which is right next to the baseball stadium. Yay! So thank you, Wes, for doing that. Now it makes our trip to the baseball stadium, football stadium easier. So
Absolutely. Go Terps.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're good. Fear the turtle. I love turtles. I like
Fear the salamander.
I like turtles, Dan. I like turtles. So, but look, anything that we can do to showcase
I
the
like
city.
turtles.
Thank you.
Is that an inside baseball joke?
Fear
the turtle. Fear the turtle.
It would, yeah. The Maryland Terrapins is the name of the team, and the terrapin is a turtle. Our thing is fear the turtle, because it's a turtle, big old snapping turtle, bites your hand off if you.
I like it.
I'd
fear that.
JF, should I quick play the I Like Turtles video to give them a real sense of what's going on?
Yes, please. They have
Hold
to.
on, let's see here, folks. Give me just a moment, ladies. Going to pull that up. You're going to love it.
Oh my goodness!
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think? I like turtles. All right. You're great zombie. And
One of the most iconic videos of all time, because the little fella, there's nothing to do with turtles there. He's at a zombie camp.
Talk about a non sequitur. Non sequitur. Look it up, folks.
It's an iconic classic. And during baseball games, when we got guys on base, they'll just hit the button and play that.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Well, who doesn't like turtles? And actually, turtle soup was a staple of colonial cuisine.
No, don't go there. No, stop. Cut her off. Just weigh in and say something. Stop. You can't be talking about turtle soup here. I'm a terrible. Oh God, that's bad.
I think we need to go back to your oysters.
Let's go back to the oysters.
Indigenous species.
No, you can't. No.
Don't eat turtles. They're cute.
Can't talk about
There
turtle
were lots
soup.
of them in colonial
Okay, we already
times.
cut this conversation off. Let's get to now. The DC still doesn't have a budget, right?
Yeah.
And
surprise.
And so still no budget. Let's talk about that. Still no budget. We still don't know what the taxes are. Congress said no new taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're complaining about that. So I don't get these people. Like, why are you fighting Congress to screw your own people? They're trying to get rid of the one big beautiful bill. They failed at that. So now they got all these tax increases, and the Congress said no, and now they're suing him for that. They're suing him to take your money. Like, how do people keep voting for this? Does anybody want to weigh in here? And what's the status of the DC budget, Christina?
I mean, I think so the mayor's not signed it, but it can still be allowed to pass without her signature. And now it's in the congressional review period. So Congress can disapprove it.
Which I think they will. Don't you?
They might.
We sure hope they will, because these people have a priority problem and a spending problem. We don't have an income problem, but we do have a priority problem. I keep getting emails from our local ward representative and from the mayor's office. The mayor's office has $4 million to give away in grants for arts projects. Okay.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yes. Meanwhile, we've got, our libraries are being treated like the town dumps. I'm sorry. Where are your priorities, people? We don't need $4 million in arts projects when you've got, trash in front of the public libraries and more pressing problems like homeless people who ought to be taken into shelters because they're unable to care for themselves properly.
Think about what the DC government has done, right? What are they mad about? Well, they're mad about the National Guard. And the National Guard, whatever you think of them, crime in the city is down to an unprecedented level, never been seen before. It's almost zero. That's how the crime has gone down. They say, well, it's costing $1.4 billion. Well, that's not coming out of the city coffers. That's coming out of the federal budget.
That's federal money.
This is federal money. And the money we spend on just okay, there's $100 billion in fraud. Cut that, and there's your $1.4 billion. So that's a stupid argument. But then everything they rail about hurts the quality of life of the residents here, right? Absolutely. Now they say, well, why is Congress taking away our ability to tax you more? Because then we pay the highest taxes in the nation, 8% income tax here. Why can't we tax more? We're being governed. We don't have self-governance. And the Congress is saying, well, you're idiots. And now you got 8% income tax, the highest in the country. And now you want additional taxes. And people are struggling. No, we're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. But everything they rail against is not to the benefit of DC residents. Mm-hmm. How do you guys even explain that, Lindsay?
Well, I want to also do a little diversion and go back to the National Guard, because there are some benefits, not only the safety with the National Guard, but there are some other benefits having them here. So they just signed a long-term housing agreement in DC, the Joint Task Force DC, and they signed it for a 3-year. This is for housing for troops. So they're staying in hotels right now. And if you know anything about staying in hotels for a long period of time, it can be lonely and there's not a lot of stability. So they signed this contract with Placemaker for 3 years. So right now it's $1.4 billion from now until the end of Trump's presidency, but they apparently plan to extend that because, like I said, the contract is 3 years. So it's $292 million. And again, this is federal money, like you just talked about. It's 2,000 apartments, and it saves the taxpayer 50%, basically 50% lower than what the hotel costs are right now. But one of the benefits is that it helps fill vacant apartment units. So we're filling over 2,000, and that is something we talk about all the time.
That's right.
We have a lot of these.
That's a great point.
So it's a win-win for everybody. I mean, and they have kitchens, they have laundry, it improves readiness, quality of life. I mean, I was in the military for a while. Anytime they put you up in a hotel, it sounds amazing until like week 2. And then you're with every other transient in the city. So this is I think this is exciting, and I think that we should look forward to it, because apparently it's 3 more years. So
2029.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right through his, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a term in criminology. It's called opportunity crime. And you have to think about it in what doesn't happen with crime, which is, as they say, worth the trouble for what you're spending now. So all of these opportunity crimes, vandalism, burglary, even violent crime, rape, murder, etc., all of that is what we're paying for not to happen. And it's worth it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's an argument against it. It will be interesting to see, you ask people, and, the polls come out, everybody's, wants the National Guard to go, and they call it a military occupation. It's a whole Free DC movement. But I'm telling you, there's no one that I talk to one-on-one that's not in front of a camera or not doing a poll or afraid, that doesn't admit that the National Guard is a tremendous benefit to the safety and the cleanliness of the city. Mm-hmm. No one. I'm about 1,000 to 0. Nobody has said to me, they shouldn't be here because. Right now, the liberals are, or the communists are, they shouldn't be here because it's a military occupation. Well, crime is down like 90%. Well, it's not because of them. Well, what is just magic? Somebody waved the magic wand? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And the most of the National Guard, the abuse they get is not from DC residents. It's from libtards in Northern Virginia that come in on the metro with 2 masks on. And they're the ones that abuse them. The residents here, you're not going to be unhappy because you can take your son or daughter to the park and be safe, that they can walk to school and be safe. Who on earth is not in favor of that?
Here is an argument. I agree with you, everything you said. Here's an argument from the Associated Press. And I was surprised, but they went with this angle. It's a worrying sign to have the National Guard, a worrying sign of health of America's democracy. Riddle me that. Health
Yeah,
of
Christina, what do you
America's
say about that?
democracy.
I mean, look, you need a certain baseline of law and order and public safety. And the reality is that the DC Council decided to defund our police. And as a result of that, we had 1,000 carjackings in 2023. So how can you have a democracy? How can you have a free society when you can't get in your car without a risk of carjacking?
I mean, they should have said it's a sign of health of America's republic, because we vote democratically.
That's correct.
We are a republic, Associated Press. Hello.
Yes.
I mean, it was such a goofy thing. I had to write it down.
That was some clueless libtard who has been poorly educated and
Some writer,
brainwashed
right.
by communists in our
Democracy.
education system. And
It's a threat to
they're
American
clueless. When I
democracy.
see the National Guard on the streets or in the metro, I go up to them and I say, "Thank you for being here."
I do too.
And
I
I
do
think
too.
they appreciate that. I want them to know that, those of us who live here really appreciate the National Guard, and they support our republic. They support our freedoms because we have the rule of law, which is what the communists want to destroy.
I give them double thumbs up. The Trump
yes.
double thumbs up.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are.
I'm glad you talked to them.
Oh, I do. Every chance I get, I walk up to them and I cross the street. I say thank you for being here and for what you're doing, and they say thank you, ma'am.
I mean, this is our home.
Right.
Yes,
This
it
is-
This is where we live. This is where our
Yes.
families are. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be safe? Why wouldn't you want to be secure? Why wouldn't you want to? I mean, when President Trump says, and I agree with this statement, because it's very stark, he says, given the choice of living in filth or cleanliness, who the hell would choose filth? But you have a choice.
Thank
And he
you.
even said that the other day when he said, you look at every one of these blue cities. Oh yeah, he said this, Danny, he said this in the Oval, I think. Yes, he did. He said, every blue city that's controlled by the far left, he said they all have one thing in common. It's filthy.
Yes.
He's
It's
right.
I heard him
filthy.
say that.
It's
Yes.
graffiti. It's garbage. It's squalor. It's dirty. It's filth. Everyone is filthy dirty.
He's right.
Cities controlled by Republicans like ours and him are clean as a houndstooth. And, I got to thinking about that. And you think about every city you go into that is controlled by the left-wing communists, they're all disgusting. They're all filthy. It's all filth. Garbage all over the place, graffiti, drugs, needles. We don't have any of that here. We did. No,
We
we
did.
don't. Right. Christina, wrap us up here for the day. What are your final thoughts?
Look, a great nation needs a great capital city. And we at the local level have a responsibility to do our part and to make real change in this city, to change people's hearts and minds. Because honestly, people don't want this communist stuff. People don't want the far left.
I think we need to show before and afters. They'll get the message through
And
pictures.
build a party, build a
And
Washington,
build a
D.C.
party.
Republican
Right.
Party that actually does something we
That's right.
can be proud of. And hopefully Christina Goodlander will be able to do that as chairman starting in January. She's got my vote. You're on the John Fredericks Media Network. Thank you for being with us. I want to thank the D.C. Dispatch, Lindsay Rowland, Christina Goodlander, Vice Chair, D.C. GOP, the one and only Terry Goodlander.
Gilbert.
What did I say?
Goodlander. That's
Gilbert.
this one.
Sorry, I got too many G's.
The one and only.
One and only Terry Gilbert.
You got it right that time.
One
I
and
am the
only Terry Gilberg. Platt is not her man. And then Maria, thank you for getting rid of the tents in front of the library. You're like a one lady wrecking ball. All right, that's it on the DC Dispatch. Michael Patrick Lay next. Tennessee Day primary, August 6th. Let's go, Marcia. Let's go, Tennessee Johnny. Let's go, Andy Ogles. We'll be back at you. Michael Patrick Lay in Tennessee next.
Deal to reopen that crucial waterway could be announced very soon. The president says it was his threat of a major attack on Iran that got Tehran to come back to the bargaining table. On Wall Street this hour, the Dow is trading about 33 points lower, while the Nasdaq is up 50 points. The S&P better by